What up, guys? Alcamest there, playing some WWE2k18. I'm not gonna be doing anything crazy today. Well, not for this moment. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'll probably stay up for an hour or so. Probably do a couple matches here and there, but I do want to work on stuff. So if you want to see the how-tos and how I get stuff done, right, and all the things in between of that, then I suggest sticking around. But I don't say you should stick around if you're expecting any crazy matches or anything like that. I don't really think that's going to happen even when I do finish everything up. Whether that's today or tomorrow, I mean, this game still needs work, so we'll see with that. Other things, let me reload this with decoding. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Okay, sure. Yeah, don't expect anything crazy. Don't expect any crazy shit. Like, I don't know to tell you, but I will tell you this. I'll be streaming Doug Stanhope. He's a comedian. Not everything he says is for everyone, so if you can't handle it, I suggest muting and just watching silently with listening to your own stuff. But I'm not playing any more music. I'll be playing a few albums from him. So, like I said, if you can't handle it, or you're just not yet, or not too old enough for it, then I'd say wait till I do something later on. Because right now, I'm just working on shit. So if you want to see that stuff being done, like I said before, as always, comment, like, subscribe. Let's get this shit done. I'm gonna shut the fuck up unless I need to really talk about something. So enjoy the stream.
Please welcome to the stage, Doug Stanhope. Thank you very much. Thank you. How is everyone tonight? First of all, I'm normally a lot funnier when I'm kind of pissed. And that's why I decided to tape my album in Reno, because it helps. You know, because you tend to get pissed when you've blown $400 in an hour and only to pay $4 for a pack of cigarettes in a fucking gift shop that you can't even smoke in the fucking showroom. It makes you a little edgy. This is the only 300 square feet in this entire state you can't smoke, and it's where I work. In Los Angeles, there's no such thing as a smoking section in a restaurant as it is. Take them off the fucking market, you know, make them completely illegal. If they're that bad for you, I mean, if I couldn't buy them, I'm not that much of an addict that I'd roll up grass and newspapers and smoke it. I would quit at that point, but don't make me look like a dickhead in the meanwhile for trying, you know, changing the rules every 3 days. Oh, it's after March 16th, now you have to go to the smoking section. Okay, I'm in the smoking section. Oh, wait, after January 4th, now you have to go to the bar. Okay, I'm at the bar. Oh, no, now it's after May 7th. Now you have to stand outside and stare at your friends through the window where you're cold and alone, it's raining. Oh, now it's after September 29th. Now you have to hop on one foot while people spit at you and chuck rocks at you. Take them off. I took the Amtrak. Has anyone ever traveled by Amtrak? Could you smoke on the train you were on? Because most of them you can't. Now, I went to Boston to Seattle, which is 3.5 days each way round trip. So I called ahead to make sure I can smoke on the train. They go, yeah, there's a smoking section on that train. Get on that fucking train, there's a smoking section here. It's like 3 seats in the back of a cattle car for you to smoke in. There's 1,000 people wedged into it trying to smoke. Hi, where you going? Auschwitz. Yeah, me too, I think. So I went in the bathroom to smoke. I smoked a cigarette in the bathroom. The Amtrak lady comes unglued. She's wailing on the door. Are you smoking in the bathroom? Yeah. She goes, people are complaining. Pretty sure I'm alone in here. I didn't check under the seat or anything. She goes, no, when you smoke in the bathroom on the train, it blows up through the vents into the coach cabins, and people are complaining about the smell. It's a good thing I'm only smoking in here, not taking a big Stanley steamer, for God's sakes. What kind of idiot built this train? All I know is the guy sitting next to me hasn't stopped eating since he got on board. I see his fat ass heading for the bathroom. I'm smoking a fucking road flare, lady. I don't want that blowing up around my seat. It's such a worthless product. You know what I mean? For all the addictions that are possible, and I have a lot of them, Yeah, tobacco it just serves no good at all. It just makes me not want to kill all the fucking old slow people wandering around the fucking aisles here like they have no place to go. And they don't even walk in a straight line. They just wander, you know, the 1 mile an hour, fucking holding hands with their fans, like just fucking hands across America. Get the fuck out of the way, you know? You gotta put hockey helmets on so they can bounce off the walls easier, you fucking idiots. There's better drugs. To make tobacco illegal and legalize some hallucinogen, you know, something worthwhile. Ever do a drug called ecstasy? What? You got a story for me? Give me a story. It's not a good drug to do alone. No, I found out the hard way. I was in Anchorage, Alaska, and I was working up there, so I didn't know a soul. And the bartender gave me this for my birthday present. He said, try this. I said, what is it? He said, well, Doug, it's illegal. So I did it. And he goes, yeah, and it makes you really horny. What, you rotten son of a bitch? What'd you do that to me? I don't need to be any more horny. I got horny down pat, man. I don't need narcotics to enhance it. This is my birthday present, too. Thanks a lot. You would have bought Anne Frank a drum set, you psychotic. This is the last thing in the world I need. I mean, it's Alaska. It's like 8 guys to every woman as it is. I did shit to myself that night I've never done to a woman. I'm not kidding either. The maid came in the next morning. My whole room's soaked down in cooking oil. And there's a porno going. There's a melon with a hole drilled in it. What do you use that for? I had a little luau. Fuck. You've done that, huh? All right. You know, the first time I told that story, I swear to God, it was in Minneapolis, and a guy came up to me after the show, and he goes, hey, you're the melon guy. I thought I was the only one who ever did that. And I didn't want to break his heart, you know. The guy was like beaming with pride that he finally found someone to identify his produce fetish with, you know. I didn't want to tell him it was just a joke. I was just wanted to get the hell out of there before the conversation escalated, you know. Hey, what's your favorite kind of melon, man? What's your biggest melon you ever fucked? Let's head down the farmer's market right now and leave these chicks wanting more. There's a lot of people I want to tag on this album. Hertz Rent-A-Car. You know, I was trying to write a big fuck Hertz Rent-A-Car bit because I got jizzed. I was working in Minneapolis and I had a... you know, I reserved a car. Well, what happened? I had like this, I fucked up all my credit. That's how the whole story starts. Is when I was 20 years old, I got a Visa card, and I jacked it up to like $4,200 and just moved, and I've never paid him a dime. So now it's like 10 years later, and so I got to get one of these like secured parole Visa cards where you get like $500 paid up front, and you meet with a Visa agent every week to explain why you spend any money, and you know, so it sucks. So I had it all like racked up, which is, you know, one, you know, phone sex call, it's max. So I called Hertz Rent-A-Car to rent this car. I said, listen, I want to pay cash. I don't have enough room. They go, oh, it's okay. They never run the car. Just go down there and pay them cash when you return it. So I show up a $30 cab ride later, and they go, oh, your card won't hold this. I go, I know. I called, and they said, they're sorry. But I talked to the reservation, sorry, but I spent $30 fucking dollars, sorry. So I wanted to write a big fuck Hertz Rent-A-Car bit to get him back. But, you know, you think that, because you think I'm a comic, I can go, you know, I get jizzed on a deal like that. I can go rag their business out on stage and it'll ruin their business. Oh, no one gives a fuck, though. You don't care that I can't pay my bills, I have shitty credit, I can't get a car from Hertz. So from now on, every time I get jizzed by a business, I'm just lying on stage. I don't care. I'm just making a huge... Hertz Rent-A-Car. I reserved a subcompact from them, and you know what happened? They raped my children, ladies and gentlemen. Hertz Rent-A-Car raped my babies. You know it's bullshit, but if I say baby rapist and Hertz in the same sentence over and over enough, you'll go to Alamo. By the time you realize it's bullshit, you'll already have the Alamo car. Truck drivers, anyone drive truck in here? You Everybody has? No, I think you're the only one who has, you fucking road clogging, blood clot in the artery of the highways of you fucking think you own the road. I hope every one of you dies a miserable, like, Ebola virus death where you bleed out of your eyes, all your guts liquefy and shoot out your ass. You fucking, I mean, you do 42 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone, but then shitbag number 2, he can do 42 and a half, so he swings it on out. Now they're neck and neck, and the race is on, and just as he's about to pass, shitbag number 1 spills his coffee all over his porno magazine, jacks it up a notch, and neck and neck. This one's hallucinating from 36 hours on truck stop speed. Who do you get behind, dude? Do you get behind the one blowing black smoke down your lungs, or the one slinging liquid pig shit out of the back of his rig all over your windshield? I don't know. I have tapes of the Reginald Denny beating. That truck driver in the LA riots, I have videotape that I beat off to, ladies and gentlemen. I try to time it right so I come right while he's getting hit in the head with a brick. You miserable. Maybe I just... It's hard enough. I don't know if you've ever driven across this state. It's hard enough at 90 miles an hour, much less 42 and a half. God forbid they should put a few radio stations anywhere between here and Salt Lake City, for God's sake. You hit your scan button. It's like playing roulette without the ball. It just spins and spins. Get a choice of static or National Public Radio. Let me flip a fucking coin. Oh. You're now listening to National Public Radio. We'll now go live to Liechtenstein for a concert from a cafe where Jans Chaska-Hanavana-Vana-Vanovitz is playing a dulcimer strung only with scrotum hair. This is National Public Radio. Don't fall asleep at the wheel. I blew a speaker in my car today. That sucked. Yeah, he was a motivational speaker. Left a bad taste in my mouth, but I feel a lot more positive. It's the weirdest thing. Oh my gracious. No, I just found out I'm gay a few weeks ago in Oklahoma. That sucked. Because I had no idea. Some guy in a bar told me, "Oh, you're a faggot." Ah, shit. How am I going to tell my dad? It's hard enough breaking it to him I was an asshole. He's going to hate this. I got shit from a guy in Oklahoma for wearing an earring. You know, what, are you queer or something? You got women's jewelry and you some kind of homo? Everybody in the world has an earring now. I know a guy who has his lip pierced. He has his schmeckle pierced and he runs a chain in between them. Guy can jerk off just talking too much, but I'm the freak for wearing an earring. I was gonna get my dick pierced, but I figured, hey, it stings enough when I pee. You know what I'm saying? You been there? Oh, sure, we all have. I have 2 friends now who've actually gone through with that and had their lunch pierced like that, and they tell you it's supposed to enhance the sexual act somehow. Which is bullshit, because if it did, they'd sell clip-ons, you'd figure. You know, sell them in a toilet for 75 cents in a machine or something. I mean, it would turn me on. If a girl had herself pierced down there, that would turn me on. But not because she had a ring down there, just the mere fact. If she's going to do that to herself, shit, she's going to let me do just about anything, you know? She's not going to be whining about taking it in the ass if she has a big hunk of metal in her snatch. I mean, am I wrong? I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting some of that anger up. And maybe a few of the old people, too. That's the thing. You know, last time I worked here, they had the convention of World War II vets here. This week, they had the senior bowlers here. And, you know, it's not even the old people. It's the management that gets upset thinking the old people are going to get upset. Hey, don't do all that filthy stuff. Don't do all your blowjob jokes. We got old people here. Like my generation invented the blowjob. Old people would have no idea what I'm talking about. Why, in our day, we only had sex to keep warm. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Old people are crafty, man. They just use that shit. They play on your sympathies with the old. They know exactly what they're doing, though. Like all these old pricks at the poker table who sucked me dry for about $700 this week. All acting like they're old, they're bluffing me in all the way to the end, acting like they don't have shit, and they can't see their cards because of the cataracts. And then I have a full house there. I thought I only had a 3. Yeah, fuck you. Because I used to do like fraud, boiler room telemarketing. You know, the hardcore stuff you see busted on 2020 and 60 Minutes all the time. And I used to do that, and I would watch. Every time they'd have some TV show where they busted a phone room, they would always get an old couple on there going, oh, they took advantage of us because we're old. Hey, wait, how is that an excuse, you know? How come every time I get into an argument with an old person, that's the first thing they throw in your face as their defense, you know? You don't know nothing. When you've been around as long as I've been around, you come talk to me, but till then you keep your mouth shut, whippersnapper. Until they get fucked, it's a different story all of a sudden. Yeah, they took advantage of us because we're old. They told us we want a brand new Mercedes, and all we'd have to do is leave $8,000 in a brown paper sack in a locker at the bus station. Oh, we were skeptical at first because we've been burned like this 11 or 12 times before, but we're so old. No, you're dumb as a stick, lady. It's nothing to do with your age. I don't mind old people. Yeah, I would much rather work for a room with like 72-year-old people than a room full of college kids. I would. What, you go to college? How old are you? 21. As far as we know. Don't worry, as long as you're gambling, they'll take any fucking ID you give them in this place. You're chucking bucks into a machine out there, you could give them a Kansas City Rotary Club bingo membership card, a picture of an 85-year-old black guy on it. They'd let you in and give you the seniors discount, too. In general, college, because I got on the college circuit and working, I don't mind when college kids come to me, but when you go to work at college, it's always like, you know, in a cafeteria or a rec room at 5:30 at night, and there's, you know, the only kids who show up at a geek acts who are too stupid to get a fake ID, or the ones who'd rather not go to the kegger, you know, that think it's wrong to watch some frat pledge drink himself into a coma, drinking beer out of an enema bag, you know. And you get such, like, hardcore political correctness out of these fucking douchebags with no life experience to back it up, you know? The old people, at least, if they don't identify, they at least have something in common with what I'm saying. College kids are just sitting there with a fucking blank picket sign and a magic marker in the back of the room waiting for you to say the wrong thing so they can, you know, I have nothing to say to an 18-year-old kid. I'm at an age where I'm 30 now. The difference, I know it's not old, but an 18-year-old kid, his biggest fear in life is getting caught beating off, you know? My age, I don't even want to beat off unless someone's watching. I'm not going to say to them. I never get laid in colleges. That's why I hate them. Sure, you'll laugh. You'll laugh the whole time. Then I'll walk out there and you'll go, yeah. Don't worry. It'll come around. One day you'll be like 60 years old. You won't be so beautiful anymore, all pretty and perky like that. You'll be like with a big house coat on and goiters and a hunchback, shuffling down the street, milky eyes from glaucoma, and liver spots, bed sore, you're shuffling orthopedic shoes. You'll have a big old colostomy bag slapped on the side of you, wiggly teeth from pyorrhea. Ew, wiggle my teeth. Oh, yeah. Oh, then you'll fuck me. You betcha. You'll fuck me, but good, missy. I'll see you then. I don't know if you guys gamble at all. I play 7-card stud. I've lost like $260 so far, but I don't really mind because I know why I lost. I know the rules to 7-card stud. I've played enough now. I just suck at it, you know. Oh, this is a terrible hand. I should fold. I should raise you, you know. And I go, oh fuck, I lost again. What happened? But what happens? Because I like playing poker, but in casinos, because I get roped into like buddy poker games on the road where people have poker games at their house. Hey, after your show, come over to Pete's Trailer. We're gonna have a poker game. We got some Meister Brows. And I show up at these poker games, and no poker I've ever heard of in my life. They make this shit up in their office. Oh, this one's Walla Walla 9-card, no peaky, high Chicago, baseball, Black Mariah's played on a tarot deck, the Hermit and the Hangman are wild. I'm sitting there with a poker face like Fred Goldman here in Not Guilty. What? What did you say? Do I have a full house here, or is there an older, dark-haired woman plotting against me? Am I going to travel by sea? What do I have? Why didn't you just take me in the parking lot and kick the shit out of me and take my money? Because that way I'd have more self-respect, you know? And if you're going to gamble in a casino. You know, I don't care if it's here or Vegas, Atlantic City, Monte Carlo. It doesn't matter. Don't take it out at Beach Trailer Poker Night. Don't do it half an hour a day at the fucking 7-Elevens in California either. I'm in LA 25 minutes for a pack of cigarettes, 6 people behind some fucking gambling addict. I want a Powerball and the Fantasy 5 and the Pick 3 and the Keno and the Lotto. Scratch tickets. I want the Cat in the Hat and the Ace in the Hole. $2. Let it ride. And I appreciate everyone's so passive in California, but there comes a time in everyone's life you're just gonna scream, hey, you fat cunt, this isn't the Indian casino. You want to blow your rent check? Go chuck dice with the crackheads in the alley. I need a pack of cigarettes here. I'm not saying everyone should be that rude, but break up the monotony. It's no fun to be nice. It's like, you know, being in New York and being rude. It's no fun. It's monotonous, you know? Being rude in New York is like being in Thailand and being able to spit a ping pong ball with your pussy. So what? So can she? She can do it. They can all do it. It's no longer a talent. You know what I'm saying? You ever been to Thailand? Have you? Your son has? I have yet to go. I will go with a notebook. I've been to Okinawa. Anyone been to Okinawa? We were doing tours for the military over there, doing comedy. And right off Kadena Air Force Base in Okinawa, they had this thing, the banana show. This banana lady. What she does, it's this little tiny bar right outside the gates. And she starts out, she takes a stack of quarters on top of a beer bottle. And she will squat down over the bottle, pick up just the quarters without using her hands, and spit them a few at a time into an ashtray. It's hysterical. And that's just her opener. And it kills. And then she takes a banana and she peels it, so you know it's not a trick banana. And she pops it up the old fruit bowl there, and she bites it off into pieces in front of you, and she doesn't do it in any sexy way at all, which is good, because it's not erotic in the least, unless you get turned on watching a dog take a dump. This is not anything, and apparently she's aware of this, because she's selling it like she's some wacky pitchman on late-night TV selling food processors or something. She's going, I. It's hysterical, like she's a fucking Benihana or something, and I'm watching it, and then she'll get a volunteer out of the audience, and you come up and you lay on your back, and she will stand over the volunteer and drop a piece of banana into your mouth without hitting a tooth. No, this was all explained to me before, because my brother was there in the Marine Corps in '85, and he ate the banana. So when I showed up, I was legacy. So I go down to eat the banana, and it was just like he explained it to me. It was all, you know, the quarters, the banana, and it got to the part where she's looking for a volunteer, and I'm all excited. I'm screaming, oh, pick me over here. I'm the guy. I'm the only guy in the whole place willing to eat the banana. And I don't know why I thought there'd be a long line of people trying to eat a banana out of an old woman's pussy, but I'm screaming like I'm Horshack from Welcome Back Kotter, you know? So I get up there, and what they never told me is, before anything, she pantsers you on stage. pulls your pants right down to your ankle, which would have queered the deal completely for me, because my penis has no stage presence on its best day, much less in front of 30 screaming Marines. It's like I just come out of a cold pool, you know? And she acts like she's blowing me, which she isn't. But she acts like it. She's down with her hair, so it looks like I can't even get wood with, you know, the suck start helper here. And I'm humiliated, and I'm laying there, you know, and I'm craving banana at this point. You know, I'm salivating for the banana just to get me off the fucking stage. I'm humiliated here. And she's showboating. She's dragging it out, you know. Da-na-na-na-na. You figure after 100 years of blowing section fruit out of the hole, you'd want to cut to the chase and go home early. But not this woman. She's giving them their money's worth, and I'm sweating my ass off. I'm swinging 1.5 inches of flaccid baby dick for the delight of 30 jarheads. I want to get the hell out of here. Finally, she stands over me to drop the banana without hitting a tooth. I remember the words exactly. Piece number 1, splat, right off my cheek, rolls across the stage, collecting dust. I'm going, great, you know, every good pitcher eventually loses his throwing arm, but it's a little late to go to the bullpen at this point. Piece number 2, low and away off the chin. It's like being front row at a Gallagher show. I'm like, for God's sake, I was tempted to just grab her thighs and reach up and grab the banana right from the source, but this woman had a vagina that would scare rats off a garbage barge. I was as close as I wanted to get. Finally, the 4th piece landed right here, lodged like right in that divot in your neck there. So I just picked it up and dunked it myself. Got credit for the rebound and got the hell off the stage. It was pretty... It was humiliating in a funny kind of way. Funny now. Felt sorry for her more than anything, because she's been there. She's like a celebrity on Okinawa. She's been there for years. The woman's like 60-something years old. Yeah, I know. And she's well-known, the banana lady. But what do you do when the parts finally stop working for you, you know? What happens when you get so old you finally got to hang up your vagina? What do you do next? There's not a lot of career moves. You can go across the parking lot here, get a job at Mr. D's topless establishment. They hire anyone. First time I worked there, I went over. You know how normally you go into a topless bar, and, you know, you stick dollars in a girl's G-strings, you pay too much for your drinks. It's pretty harmless. This place, it was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. For $1.25, you get a paper cup full of pellets. And the girls will lean right over the railing and eat right out of your hand. You can pet them and everything. It's the weirdest thing. The dancer's name is Chuck, if that's any indication. She walked up, woman's like 3 foot tall. She had no neck. She had this belly that stuck out so the tits sat up on top of it. Drooped over the only woman I've ever seen you could titty fuck using just one tit. You just wrap it around and go. That's all you need. And the woman was pouring sweat. I mean, every time she'd move, she'd drip sweat on you. You could take dollar bills and just slap them to her belly like a refrigerator magnet. Stick right to her. It wasn't even pornography. It was zoology. It was horrifying. Tipping a girl in camel cash. Wow, so anyway. Yeah, so I got her back up to my hotel room. And, later on, when she was beautiful. Yeah. No, that's a big bullshit myth. Alcohol does not make ugly people attractive. It just makes it so you don't give a fuck that they're ugly. That's what it does. You're ugly as shit. Oh, fuck, you get in a cab. Everyone's got a story about getting drunk and waking up with some pig. No one ever talks about being the ugly one, though, you know? You ever notice that? I've been the ugly one a lot. No one ever talks about that. You know, you think you're all hot shit and stuff, and then you wake up, you're just a sweating, bloated alcoholic drooling on her pillow at 7 in the morning. You can see the look in her eye. You're the ugly one, you know it, but you don't talk about it. That's when you're telling your friends, oh yeah, I boned this hot chick the other night. It was incredible. I called her a few times. She hasn't gotten back to me yet. I don't know what's up. You're ugly. She's talking about you at an AA meeting somewhere. That's when I knew I'd hit my bottom. When he came back to do his laundry. That's when I called AA. You ever drink so much of a certain type of alcohol that you get so sick you can never drink the same kind of alcohol again? I decided that's how I'm gonna quit drinking. One at a time. I'll be like 70 years old walking around with a bottle of cream de cocoa or something. Tonight, it's Miller Lite. Last night, it was Goldschlager. You ever drink Goldschlager? Oh, that's fucking terrible. It's like schnapps, but it's got little flakes of real gold floating around in this stuff. I woke up so broke, I had to pan my shit for gas money. It's very embarrassing. Oh, my gracious. You know what pisses me off in bars now are those flower girls who come out to the bars. You know what I'm talking about? With their little basket of flowers, and they stalk you around it. As soon as you start talking to a chick, they come jack you up to buy a flower for her, make you look like a real asshole when you won't buy one. Would you like to buy a flower for the pretty little lady, or don't you think she's worth $4, you cheap piece of shit, huh? I want to buy a flower. I want to buy a flower. I'll be in a flower store. I'm in a bar. I'm trying to get laid. Get out of here. You get a bucket of vaginas. Come over and work with me. Then you'll have something I'm looking for at least. Bought a flower for every girl whose pants I try to get into. This place will look like a mortuary. Beat it. Went skydiving recently. Has anyone gone skydiving? Yeah, have you? Did you go static line or free fall or? Static. Well, I went tandem. When you go tandem, what they do is they take a guy and they strap him onto your back on a harness. And he knows what he's doing. You don't have to know shit. You don't lick it up, fall out of the fucking plane. You don't have to know anything, which worked perfectly for me. But I got like halfway up in the plane and I realized the way this guy is strapped to my back in that position, if that chute doesn't open, I'll be sodomized on impact. I don't know if that's the way I want to go, you know? It made me rethink my karma, you know? I thought of every girl I ever said, well, let's just try it, and if it hurts, I'll stop. I didn't know if that come rushing back to me at ground zero. Made it out okay, though. Why is it that if you die in a plane wreck, you get so much fucking press out of it, you know? If you're gonna die over 10,000 feet, because you die of an aneurysm, your liver goes bad, no one gives a shit. Die in a plane wreck, you get more press than anyone could pay for, you know? Mother Teresa's been dead, what, 3 weeks, a month? You don't hear another word about it. TWA Flight 800, over a year old. There's still fucking articles about it in the newspaper. You know what pissed me off after a while were the families of the TWA victims. Didn't they get just far too whiny for their own good after a while? I mean, seriously, I've had bad days where I took it out on the wrong person, but they had press conferences every day for weeks where they just sat on the news whining. We've been here for 6 days, and they still can't identify our boy. Your fucking boy blew up over 8,000 feet with 230 other people over the ocean, for God's sake. Of course they can't identify your boy. You know who I felt bad for is that poor prick medical examiner out there in East Moriches, Long Island, working his ass off. I mean, the guy, it's not like he had a crack forensics unit waiting around for that shit to happen. A guy, he's sitting out there, he's as busy as the Maytag repairman his whole life. All of a sudden, a garbage barge full of body parts shows up at his door. He turns into the asshole overnight. I'd have snapped like a twig if I was that guy. I can't identify your boy, can I? I've been playing Mr. Potato Head around the clock for 6 fucking days with your boy. You want to identify your boy? Come on in here. Does this look like your boy's spleen to you? No? You recognize his scrot sack, you cocksucker? All the king's horses and all the king's men can't put Junior back together. You want to have a shot? Go to it, Quincy, because I fucking quit. Guy's trying to make a living. The other one was and that little 7-year-old girl that tried to fly across country to break a record, Jessica Dubroff. The only tragedy in that story is her mother wasn't underneath the wreckage. That remorseless cunt couldn't have cared less. She's on CNN an hour after it happened, smiling, saying, "My daughter died doing what she loved." She was 7 years. If you have a 7-year-old that's interested in flight, buy him a balsa wood airplane and stick him in the backyard for a while. You don't stick him in the cockpit, If you catch your kid playing doctor, you don't up and buy him a colonoscope and a speculum and say, "Have at it with the Johnson twins, honey." You ease them into the process. I mean, for God's sake, when I was 7 years old, doing what I loved was sitting in the bathtub trying to turn my pecker inside out with my thumb like an extra belly button. I'd do that for days. But if I died doing it, I don't think they'd look at me like I was some kind of hero. Look at me as a kid who needed better toys. It just seems like people have kids just so they can do awful shit to them like that. I was in Idaho. You guys do any of that rodeo shit at all? Yeah? I went to, it was not like a big deal rodeo, a little small town freak show rodeo for the locals, get them out of the bar for a day. They did a thing called mutton busting. You know what that's an actual thing where they take like 6- and 7-year-old kids, stick them on the back of a sheep, and then kick the fucking thing. It goes berserk, scares the shit out of the kid. Ah! Get me off the sheep! Kids don't want to be on a sheep. These sheep are rabid. Probably because the kid's peeing down his back at this point. But the sick thing was their parents sat back watching this shit, laughing their asses off. They thought it was hysterical. Their kids are fighting for their lives. Their parents are all shit-faced. You go on, ride that sheep like Daddy taught you. Ah. Quit your crying. Be a man. But it's your daughter. Shut up. My parents were strict, but they never pit me against livestock for kicks, See, when we were kids, it was called discipline. Now, what do they call it? Child abuse. It was discipline for us, right? Yeah. When you were a kid, if you came home late, you mouthed off to your mom, you knew what to expect, right? Your dad would take off his belt, you remember? Bind your hands behind your back with it. Remember that? He'd throw you down on the ground. He'd start kicking you in the kidneys till you peed blood. Then your mom would come running in. She'd go, "Harold, leave the boy alone." He'd go, "Do you want a piece of me, bitch?" She goes scooting out the room. She's too drunk to do anything about it. Your daddy'd strip you butt naked, put cigars out on your back. You remember? He'd drag you off to a bad section of town, leave you in a urine-soaked alley to die. It was called discipline. Now they call it child abuse. Fucking liberals. The worst thing I ever saw was in Aspen, Colorado. I saw a woman skiing with a little baby in a pouch on her chest, going straight down those fucking hills. Little tiny baby. Man, that's psychotic. I'm pro-choice. You don't want to have a kid, don't have them. But don't squeeze them out and use them for a fucking airbag, all right? Where's the thinking in that? Has anyone ever been to Aspen? Beautiful place. 12,000 feet up in the air. Pass out from smoking a cigarette because there's no fucking oxygen. You get nosebleeds every day, dehydrated, bunch of pretentious assholes who have more money than you'll ever see in your life. It's fucking torture. I spent $11 for a cheeseburger in Aspen. I had to ration it like a lost hiker to make it last for 4 days. $1.95 a gallon for gasoline, but at the same time, these pricks couldn't put a nickel's worth of sand on the fucking roads. It's ice packed. Everywhere you drive, I'm skidding all over the place. Bald tires, no insurance, no driver's license. Meanwhile, you get every little Beverly Hills GQ ski puke riding right on your ass, flashing their high beams like I want to drive 20 miles an hour. Hey, fuck you, you know? If I zip off the road into a ditch, I can't whip out my daddy's Visa card and dial up AAA. I'm a comedian. I go off the road, I'm wearing a wig and a truck stop, hustling blowjobs for bus fare. Tell him I said hi when you go back. My ex-girlfriend, she flew out to see me out there. She's a big skier, so she calls me, oh, I heard you're going to be in Aspen. I'm going to come see you. I miss you so much. Fuck you, you miss me. It's amazing you never miss me when I'm jerking off in some two-nighter in Winnemucca. But, oh, wait, I'm in Aspen. You're on the next plane out. I see how that works. And she's jacking me up to go skiing. I don't ski. I'm far too uncoordinated. I don't even try. It's not... I'm happy to drink and walk. You know, that's as far as I push my athletic skills. She's going, no, they'll teach you to ski. You remember how lousy I was in bed? I've been fucking for 15 years. That's as good as it's gotten. I'm not going to learn to ski in a day. Maybe you can find someone who knows how to ski and strap him to my back. You ever stay with someone you hate just because they look good? Not that, but you know, the magic's gone. You have nothing in common anymore. You have nothing to talk about. But the thought of them fucking somebody else is far too excruciating, so you stick it out one more week. I hate that I'm that shallow. You know, it's going on like 5 months now to this kind of methadone clinic breakup where we're broken up, but she still spends every night at my house and still calls me 3 times a day on the road to make sure I'm not getting laid. Just perfect, you know, the perfect girl. Like, she was flawlessly perfect, like sickening perfect. She, you know, rich and beautiful, successful, ambitious. She didn't drink or smoke or do drugs, and she was kind of animals. She recycled. She was good for the environment. Everyone thought she was so fucking sweet. It was torture. If you ever find the perfect person, run so fast they see flames shoot out of your ass. Because all the perfect person does is amplify your flaws 1,000-fold. It makes you look like that much more of an asshole, you know? I used to be a partier. Now I'm an alcoholic. It's all in who's judging you, you see? Find yourself someone with as many character defects as you have if you want to retain even a modicum of self-esteem, you know? Find yourself a nice manic-depressive crack whore. That way you come home late, you find her cutting her wrists and blowing your mailman. Chances are she's not going to bitch about you smoking in the house, you know? You're on equal footing at that point. A year I spent with this girl, over a year. The biggest flaw I could find in her, she was occasionally late. That's not a lot of ammunition when you come home stinking drunk at 3:30 in the morning smelling like titty dancers, you know? You totaled my car. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have if you weren't sometimes late. Ah, ha, ha. You tardy bitch. How do you live with yourself? You got nothing to work with there. Even my own friends would bust my balls about it. What's she doing with you, man? She's perfect. You're a disgusting pig. I go, I know. I don't get it either. Maybe that's the attraction, you know? You ever think of that? Do you ever have someone go down on you and stick their finger in your ass? You know how that's the most disgusting feeling in the world, but at the same time, it's still pretty exciting? That's just like me. I'm like a finger in the ass. You don't know if it's going to be the best orgasm of your life. You're just going to shit the bed, but it's worth the risk. All right, then. Don't groan at me. If you want something to groan at, here's the bonus track. So I told my girlfriend I wanted to fuck her between the tits. She said, how are you going to make that feel good for me? I said, right before I come, I'll stop punching you in the face. Groan at will. You didn't like that? I'm a sick fuck. Thanks. You're the first person to recognize that. Okay, we can have the heckler hour now. Y'all want to heckle at once? Go ahead, get it out of your systems. I'm not going to pick on you because you're a big, burly, mean-looking fuck. I'm not going to pick on her because her boyfriend might pass out later. I might have a chance. Mouth off all you want. So I pointed you out when you came in. I said, man, if I could have that girl just one time, I'd be like... Dead. No, I'd be like every other guy in the trailer park, but thanks for bringing it up. Okay. live in West Hollywood, and I live 2 blocks off Santa Monica Boulevard, which is a huge gay area. And I was walking to a gig. It's like 3 blocks from my house, and I'm walking down Santa Monica, and I saw a transvestite in a wheelchair. And I'm not talking like bad knee from a football injury. I'm talking really fucked up, crippled in a wheelchair, all gimped up, and she's kicking herself with the one gimp leg at like 1 mile per hour down the street, coming at me. And my first thought, because I got rolled by a transvestite prostitute once in Phoenix. Has that anyone ever been duped? No? See, when I lived in Phoenix, we used to go cruising cheap hookers on Van Buren, just not buying anything. We'd just go, like, drive around and heckle them, get all liquored up, and go scream shit at them out the window. Well, we were driving one night, and we banged a U-turn on Van Buren in front of what was probably the ugliest prostitute I've ever seen in my life. So we had to slow down and look. And, but as soon as we slowed down, she jumped right in the car, just opened the door, jumped right in, completely assumed the sale, and she had some, frantic opening presentation where someone had a gun, or she had a gun, or someone was chasing her, some bullshit. All I remember, she looked at me and Matt, and she goes, "I'll suck both your dicks for $15. So when she first got in the car, we may or may not have thought it was really a guy, but $15. No, looks like a girl to me. Looks like a girl to you, man. I think we got a lovely young lady here. And before I could answer, she reached into my pants, pulled my dick out, and started blowing me, which is a good way to close a deal in any line of work, I think. That pretty much spells sold right there. So I gave her the $15 out of my pocket, and she took us down this whole maze of side streets, and we got to a dark dead end in a residential area, and we pulled over, and we're in a Jeep. So she's blowing me. I'm sitting up on the hump, and Matt's sitting right here in the driver's seat waiting his turn. And we're just trying not to laugh, Because anytime you're getting a blowjob that close to your best friend, your tendency is to chuckle a bit. But I have my dick in the mouth of a very ugly, angry crack whore right now. I don't want to bust up laughing, I'm sure she has enough pent-up animosity towards men as it is. I don't want to be the reason she snaps and bites down, So I'm just trying to be cool. I already realized I've made a big mistake and a big error in judgment, and I felt her fucking around in the back of my pants. And all I said was, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "I didn't touch your wallet." I go, "I didn't say." She goes, "Your wallet's down here on the floor." She handed me my wallet back, and there was a $50 bill that was missing. That was all that was in there. So I'm going, "Where's my 50? I ain't got your $50. Give me my $50. And went back and forth till she finally grabbed me by the hair, slammed me into Matt so hard. Matt went right out the driver's side of the Jeep. I picked up on the roll bar and kicked her in the head as hard as I could, and she just got pissed. So at this point, any illusion that this is really a chick, you've gone right out the fucking window. The dream is over, kids. You can lose your erection. So I jumped out on the driver's side. She gets out on the passenger side, and I still had my wallet in my hand, and I don't even know why I had the balls to try it, but it was really dark, so I put my wallet up, and I go, "Give me my money or I'll blow your fucking head off." And she believed me. But she wouldn't give me my money. She goes, "I ain't got your money," which was scarier still, because at that point in my life, $50 was a lot of money to me. But if you're willing to take a bullet for $50, you win the money, hands down, imaginary or not. She believed it, and I'm hoping Matt will jump in with some good cop, bad cop, help me out. Don't make him do it again. He's crazy. He kills all the hookers, But Matt's just standing there. He's punch drunk and retarded. He just found out he's adopted. He has no idea what to do, and I'm running out of threats here. I'll kill you on the count of 3. Get in the fucking car. 1, 2. Finally, I got Matt in the car, and we hauled ass out of there. And at first, we're wicked pissed, because we're completely stripped of our pride at this point. So should we go back and hit her with the car? Should we whack her in the head with a tire jack? And finally, we just, cut our losses, and we drove home. Probably the most silent drive home of my life. And we got maybe a mile from the house, and finally Matt looked over at me and he goes, "Ha ha, you got your dick sucked by a guy." I went, "Hey, fuck you, man. You waited in line to get your dick sucked by a guy. And where's my $7.50? So I'm walking down Santa Monica Boulevard to this gig, and I see the one in the wheelchair. My first thought, of course, is easy revenge right here. I could get my 50 back right now if I wanted to, but can't do that shit in L.A., you know, even if I would. You don't know who anyone is. You don't want to burn any bridges, you know. Hate to show up in an audition 2 weeks later, have that same transvestite in a wheelchair behind the desk going, hey, you hit me in the head with a brick. I'm sorry. I was thinking of someone else. Maybe I should read this again with more feeling. But I'm walking, and she gets right up to me. She goes, excuse me, will you push me down to Spike? Spike is a gay bar. It's like 3 blocks in the opposite direction. And I was polite. I said, I'm sorry, I'm in a hurry. I didn't say I'm in a hurry to get the fuck away from you, which is what I'm thinking, but I didn't say it. And I got past, and the more I thought about it, the more I just felt like an asshole, you know? I mean, that just spoke volumes about the triumph of the human spirit right there. If I was that horribly crippled up, would I have that same zest for life that that guy does? I mean, this guy gets up every day of his life. He puts on his prettiest dress, duct tapes his dick between his ass cheeks, and gets out there and fights, damn it. I'm still hitting my snooze bar at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This guy's been up since dawn trying to wax his own ass with a palsied hand, you know? I need to be a better person. I sit up here, I bitch about my girlfriend dumped me. Jesus, this guy's glad he can still get his lips up to the glory hole. I need more ambition. Oh, the dream? You've said enough. I know what you're talking about, and that's true. I have big dick dreams. Does anyone... Because you know why I ever brought this up on stage? I have dreams all the time. Well, not like every night, but it's a reoccurring theme is where I have this enormous, like, 3-foot dick and I can blow myself. And the only reason, because I was doing a show in Long Island and I leaned over to get something and the mic stand went like this and I went, wow, I've had dreams where I can do this. And my brother was in the back of the room and he starts dying laughing. So I asked him, he goes, yeah, I have dreams like that all the time. So I didn't know if it was a common thing, like showing up at work in your underwear, that everyone has. I do, I have them all the time. But I can never finish. And I don't know if it's one of those things where if you come in your own mouth, you'll die, like when you're falling. I don't know if there's any myth attached. All right. I went to an adult bookstore in Portland. Have you been ever to an adult bookstore? All right, they have the whole big wall of dildos like they always have in there, the vibrators and the double dongers and pocket pussies, the whole 9 yards. But this is something new I hadn't seen before. They had a big rubber fist. Seriously, they had a big $29.95. You can buy a big rubber fist. It was life size because I put my fist right up to it. It matched up, And anytime you can match up anatomically to anything in a smut shop like that, makes you feel pretty proud, even if it is just the fist. But but I was wondering why. It was funny to me, but still, why would you, even beyond the fact, why would you be into that? But if you were into that, why would you need a rubber fist? When would your own fist be inadequate? When do you have fist envy? Have you ever been, rejected because of the size of your fist? What if you had 2 fists inside of someone and they go, it's not enough? I still feel some gaps in there. Do you have another fist you could possibly use? Maybe that's so you can, fist someone and still be able to defend yourself in case trouble brews. That's the best I can figure. But I like the smut shops. I'm a huge fan of pornography. But, like the hotel porn is always that, weak, watered-down Spice Channel, no penetration porn, it's kind of bullshit. In Vegas, I worked the Riviera, where it's the first place in the States I've seen where they have actual XXX porn on the hotel room. And what you could do, you buy a single movie for $11.95. Or for $17.95, you can buy the big Blocko porn, which is 24 straight hours of porno, noon to noon it runs. And I bought that because I am a spendthrift. And I watched, it was 5 in the afternoon, and I watched as much as was necessary. And then I went and I did my shows, and I came back at 4 in the morning, and I went to put it back on. But to turn it back on, you had to go through the same process of ordering it. So I called the front desk to make sure I'm not going to get double charged. And they go, oh, no, once you shut it off, you have to pay to restart it. Well, I bought 24 hours of pornography. Who's going to sit through 24 straight hours of porno without turning it on? I'd be hamburger by the morning. I could have turned a quart of lotion into a lather by then. It looked like someone put too much soap in a washing machine, all wrapped up around myself. 8 more hours, you can do it. Ow! Waste not, want not. Ow! Pass the salve. I'm killing myself here. Fuck you guys, I'm an artist, man. Yeah, right. Believe me, people come to see my act to see art about as much as I go to a titty bar to appreciate dance. No art involved in this act. That's the way I keep it. I gotta get the hell out of here, but I cringe every time I'm referred to as an artist, because most of what is supposedly art, I don't fucking get. You know? It makes me feel like a loser. If there was a Rembrandt on one wall and a black velvet Elvis on the other wall, I don't really know the difference. They're just paintings to me, you know? Why is it like the Venus de Milo is art, but the fat kid out in front of Big Boy's restaurants, he's an eyesore? They're both statues. How do you know the Venus de Milo didn't used to have an arm with a big plate of spaghetti in it? You don't know that, but I live in L.A., and I mean, it's so loaded down with all those, coffee shop artists, douchebags with the berets and the goatees, sitting around reading Kafka with a cappuccino. I've tried to fit into that circle, and I failed miserably. I mean, I've gone to plays, I've gone to museums. I don't get it. I've actually read Kafka. Has anyone ever read anything by Kafka? I read this book called The Metamorphosis, because I was going out with this chick who kept making references to, oh, that's really Kafka-esque. So I read this book trying to get into her pants. It's 60 pages long about a guy who turns into a bug. And it's pretty plain and simple. They spell it out. It's not a hard read. But at the end of the book, they had 120 pages called Explanatory Notes to the Text, where all these scholars tell you what Kafka really meant by the guy turning. When Kafka referred to the metamorphosis, he was really referring to a transfiguration of an abortive Christ figure. Oh, I thought it was a guy who turned into a bug. I'm the dick again, you know? That's why I don't want to be known as an artist. I don't want 100 years from now some scholar sitting around going, when Doug Stanhope referred to the bucket of vaginas, what he really meant was the adolescent's longing to return to the womb and its maternal enveloping. No, it was about a big sloppy bucket of snatch. It's just a fucking joke. I'm just trying to have a good time. Thank you guys very much. Enjoy yourselves.
Told you we're in for a good show. All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to do 5 minutes of comedy, and if after 5 minutes nobody's fucking Brody Stevens, I'm leaving. Or at least just give him a hand job in your car. Just do something. Empty him off. Can you do that? It's fucking, he works hard every night, and you know what? My act is not, as my act progresses, I'm not like an act that is conducive to ladies fucking the axe, right? I mean, have you seen me before? I don't have an act that's an aphrodisiac of any kind. As my act progresses, you can hear a slight smacking sound. It's a sound of pussy slamming shut like car doors. The more I talk, it just shuts down around the room. So maybe if you were gonna fuck Brody, it's gone. I fucking ruined it. So you can hear it. Listen, faintly, like popcorn popping in an adjacent room. You can just hear it shut down. Fucking... Hear it shut down like fucking the Cineplex Odeon in River Oaks. Fuck him. Just let him jack off on your tits. Well, why not? It's important. That's one of the big keys to life. The most important thing, you can save the whales all day and, fucking recycle, but fuck someone uglier than you every now and then, because that's what really makes people happy. It might be base and shallow, but it's true. Nothing makes you feel better than when someone who shouldn't have fucked you did. It does. All the other bullshit goes away. All the names they call you, it doesn't matter. I can cut in front of me in traffic, because that girl fucked me. Right? Someone better looking than you who's fucked you at some point. You fucking the hot blonde girl up on the riser. I saw you. I sat watching Brody Stevens. And I watched him, and I saw you in the background the whole time. That guy, he gets plenty of good-looking pussy. Leave him and go fuck Brody. And then come back. Just say, I'm going to the toilet for 30 minutes, honey. He's not going to ask any questions. He's drinking. Go fuck Brody and come back. You give him a fake name. You don't have to call him or anything. Just fuck him. Beautiful women like that never fucked me, and that's why I'm all cheesed off on stage. I'm a bitter comic. I'm like, I just hate comedy. Angry material. I'm not funny with the wacky sunglasses. Maybe I would have been if you were fucking me 10 years ago, but you weren't. You shunned me. You could have turned that chip on my shoulder into a warm, salty paste 10 years ago. But you chose not to. But it's all right, because you won't always be that beautiful. You just remember that. That's what makes me smile, is one day you'll be 75 years old, and you'll be trudging down Westheimer with your fucking knee socks all peeled down over big varicose veins, and you'll have a swivel hip, fucking gym sock titties, the kind of girl you can titty fuck using just one tit. You just spin it around a few times. You have a fucking colostomy bag swinging off of you. Fucking wiggly pyorrhea teeth, a war-torn beaver. It looked like someone kicked a hole in the side of a rotting hog's carcass. Fucking bald spots, bed sores. Oh yeah, then you'll fuck me. Like a three-legged dog with an itchy belly. I can leave you with a disconnected phone number and a teardrop in your milky cataract eye. And until then, I have pornography to rely on. And that, you know what's fucking horribly overrated is computer porn. Internet porn is so incredibly over. Like, I have videos. Why would you want to go back to jacking off to still photography? And the fucking streaming shit is fucking horrible. By the way, I said hi to you earlier, and it was a guy that wasn't you. Where's the other fucking bald guy that I said hi to at the bar? Right there?
No, right here. Over here.
Okay. That's the guy I thought you were. Sorry. Now you know. So yeah, like all the fucking internet porn, and it's always like teeny porn. Ooh, hot teen, fucking barely legal, hot 18-year-old. I don't want fucking... Give me hot, old, like, tired, old, 31-year-old fucking divorcee whore porn. I want to... Like, I look at a picture of a teeny girl in a fucking dressed up like a cheerleader, and I know she'd say something stupid right in the middle of it. Right? Fucking... At no point during the sexual act do I want to hear anyone go, ew. Same reason I don't want to bring someone to sushi for the first time. Right? I can't get it up for the California roll anymore. I need to fucking experiment. I want a girl who puts it in her own ass, right? Doesn't even, we're gonna do something different. You know what I mean? I don't want the fucking, ew. Gross. Yeah, it is gross, but it's the only way I can come anymore. So just put on your safety goggles. And fucking keep a mop handy, and for God's sakes, don't get any on your skin. You gotta pace yourself sexually. You know, you talk about trying to, like keep sex interesting in a relationship, and it doesn't work. It doesn't. The only thing that keeps it, new pussy is the only thing that's consistently exciting. But other than that, like, you should try everything, because you'll try everything in a relationship. If you've been together for a while, you can only do so much. Sex is a very narrow avenue. You only have so many holes and parts. There's only so many combinations, and you'll burn out of it. Sit on me this way, and I'm gonna put my hand here, and you can put your finger there. Did we do that already? Oh, then spin upside down, and now I'll put my mouth here, and you can put your hand there. Oh, did we do that too? Okay, well, why don't you dress up like this, and I'll smack you on the ass with that, and you can plug that in over there, and strap that on there, and put it here, and ow, fuck, all right, my bad. I'm trying to think of something. Strangle me with a cord. We're running out of lubricant. Who's sober enough to drive? After a while, there's nothing left to do. I hope it comes full circle. I hope it comes all the way back to square one, where at some point the kinkiest thing I can think of is, I get an idea. Why don't you lay down there as awkwardly as possible? I'm going to climb on top of you. I'll be way too nervous. I'll come too quick, and you start crying. How about that? I won't wait for your parents to get home. How nice would that be, to be that easily entertained one more time? How nice would it be to be able to jack off to a National Geographic again? When you're 12 years old, that's all you needed. And one pair of flapjack titties that gave you a boner for a month. Now I need gaping anus porn just to get morning piss with every now and then. That joke makes me laugh every now and then. It's not fair. If you're gonna have weird sex, do it with the people you'll never see again. Don't do it to keep a fucking relationship interesting. Do it with people that... I don't mind risking being that urban legend, Like the fucking guy you hear about, oh yeah, she fucked him and she tied him up and took a dump on his chest and left or something, Because there's no name attached to that story ever. Do it with the people that don't fucking know you. Right? You do that shit to keep sex interesting, and then eventually that just becomes boring, and then the fucking relationship dies. You think you have someone to keep your secrets, right? You're wrapped around that girl like the dog from The Grinch That Stole Christmas, and you think you have someone to keep all your secrets? Bullshit. Your secrets are good until the day you say, maybe we should start seeing other people. And on that day, you show up at the bar and all your friends are going, hey, what's up there? Johnny likes your finger in the ass, huh? Oh, want another beer there, Mr. Pissed a bit on New Year's Eve? Joni was by. She had a few things to say about you. My last girlfriend, that's how I knew I couldn't trust her, because she'd tell me horrible shit about all of her other friends that I didn't give a fuck about or know, and she'd tell me, you're not going to believe this about Darren, oh my God, and to the point where I only knew her friends by the horrible shit she had told me about them. Like, they call on the phone, no, she's not here right now, she's out with the closet fag and the chick with the 9 abortions, them. Who is this? Oh, Mr. Circle Jerk in summer camp. Yeah, I'll tell you a call. As soon as you fucking break up, you find out fucking... That's 2 things you don't want when you just got dumped. Liquor and the code to her voicemail. That's a bad combination. I don't want to know, but I'm going to... Hi, baby. It's the new guy that's fucking you. I just want the truth in a relationship. Well, you're not getting it. I don't want the truth in a relationship. I honestly don't. No. Fucking bullshit me a bit. Right? I mean, I want the truth, but I don't want the whole truth and nothing but the truth. There's some shit. No. You went out with your ex-boyfriend Dave because his mom died, and you're still friends with him, and I still want him to have someone. So you went out with him, and then you didn't call that night. And the next day I call you up and I go, because I don't want to know, but I asked, did you fuck him? And you go, no. And that's true. You didn't. But you go, oh, you know what's weird though is we started talking because we went out and we had a few drinks and somehow the subject of sex came up and we were talking about all the great sex we used to have because we did. We had really good sex. It was incredible. And then he made the moves on me and I said no because I love you and I'm faithful to you. And then he started talking about this and that and he drank more and then he got really aggressive and then I didn't know what to do because he started getting upset about his mom again and I ended up watching him jack off in his car while he cried. I didn't know what to do. You could have stopped right out there. I didn't fuck him. That was true, and it was a lot more comfortable than it is right now. Fucking lie to me. I don't fucking like being. I got a girlfriend for a year and a half, and I'm not going to say I'm sick of fucking her, but I'm not high-fiving my friends afterwards. What does it lead to? It just leads to fucking relationships or... It just leads to fucking... Marriage. Why? What kind of a idea is marriage in this fucking day and age? What? You can take love. Love. A word... Love doesn't mean anything as a word. I love... my mom, I love pancakes, I love you. And you take this vague, nebulous idea and you put it into a legal, binding contract. What? That's like signing a document promising to be lucky forever. I'm going to be lucky forever or you can sue me for half of my money. It's a bullshit fucking... Marriage? It's like the word art. It doesn't mean anything. I'm an artist. I'm a fucking drunk guy who talks dirty. Fucking artist. It's art. Well, you know, unless you're fucking drunk at a bus stop and then you're a fucking vagrant. You know, it's like the same thing. Kids, stop. We don't need kids. And if you have them, stop doing it. Stop fucking. Is there any need for children anymore? Do you have kids? Yes, I can tell by the silence. Stop it. You need a baby that bad, go to the fucking pound and get a baby. There's plenty of unwanted people, not even a baby. Go get an old man. There's unwanted people of all ages that are already pre-made and waiting for you to pick them up. Why are you going to keep lumping out fucking larvae? It's like the natural resources of this country, this world, pissed away like draft beer at a fucking frat party. And you keep practice sodomy. The government should promote sodomy, don't you think? Right beside every fucking anti-abortion billboard, there should be a pro-sodomy billboard. It's a healthy alternative. Take one in the fanny, save money on a nanny. There's something catchy. And sodomy, first of all, sodomy is not necessarily butt fucking, so don't get all clinchy in the shorts, ladies. And sodomy technically is any type of sex that is not meant for procreation. And I know that because it's posted over my bed at the Allen Park Inn. But yeah, sure. Why is it you have kids and it comes out of my fucking check? I didn't do anything, you know? You have kids. Why do I have to pay for your fucking schools? I did nothing. I just was here. I blow a load in a girl's hair out of respect for the environment and Mother Nature. And not only do I have to pay for your kids, I gotta fucking drive past the school at 15 miles an hour on my way home to jerk off and watch The Simpsons. It's like insult to injury. Because you're not even there to protect your kids to make sure he gets across the fucking street by himself. I have to give a fucking credit card to a porn site to protect your kids. I gotta get HBO to hear a comic say fuck. To protect your kids. Protect your own fucking kids. Why is it I get into a taxi cab at 2:30 in the morning? Because I want to go moon sorority girls. Because I'm drunk and I have issues, but that's evident. But I can't even moon sorority girls because the taxi cab window only goes down halfway because it's a child safety window, which completely eclipses the whole hangy turkey neck part of the moon. Why even moon a sorority girl if they can't see the swingy nut part of it, which is completely cut out by the fucking... Because you had to have a kid, because You don't want to mow your own lawn when you're 50. Because you didn't make goalie and win your state championship, so you want a second chance. You want to see what you'd look like if you didn't eat so much cake. That's why you don't go to the pound and get the kid. That's why you don't get the kid. So, and it's a fucking ego trip to have your own kid. You want to see what you'd look like. That's why you don't get the fucking dirty Nicaraguan kid on the TV commercial that he really needs a huh? Get a dog, exactly. You want to fucking, you get the kid on the commercial. Well, you know why you don't? Because if you did, and he did something great, you'd only get partial credit. He hits a home run in the World Series, you're sitting in the stands going, that's my boy, kinda. Yeah, it's a fucking ego trip. Knock it off. I don't like it. My brother just had another baby. I have to fly back to Rhode Island and look at the fucking thing because I'm its uncle. Ooh, you're an uncle again. Come back and look at it. I don't. And I'm glad that he's happy. Ooh, my kids are my whole life. Well, first of all, you have to say that. You can't, even if it's bullshit, you can't go the other way on that one. It's bullshit. You fucking lie to yourself and everyone else. You can't say, oh, Timmy here? No, he ruined everything. I had hopes and dreams. I was going to travel, and I had a band, and then one drunk night without a condom. Ooh. Now I work in a factory. You can see death in my eyes if you look closely. No, my kids are everything. Yeah, stick with the lie. And baby, I don't think babies are cute or funny. I don't want to see pictures of them. I don't have anything. My dad died, and it took him like 2 hours to come pick up his body. And we're staring at his body, and it was pretty creepy, but he's a dead guy. And I'm thinking that's the progression of life, right? You're born, and now you die. You're born and you die. And then I go, well, I've only seen 2 dead bodies. This is a second dead body in 34 years. I've seen every fucking baby there is to be made. You figure if that's the progression of life, you should see at least somewhat as many dead people as you see new people. Why don't I see dead? If you came up to me and said you want to see a picture of a dead guy, I'd go, yeah, I would. I only see the baby pictures. Ew. You know, you see a picture of a dead guy, it's okay to go, ew. Can't do that with a baby picture. Ooh, what happened to his head? With a dead guy, it's fine. It's far more interesting. Babies are like poems. They're beautiful to their creator. But to other people, they're silly and they're fucking irritating. Keep the picture in your wallet. Every time you say you hate kids, people always say the same thing. It would be different if it was your own child. Oh, yeah? Well, what if it wasn't? Yeah. What if I believed all of you people who told me that, and on your good word, I squeeze out a rat of my own, and I end up hating my own flesh and blood just as much as I hate the screaming piece of shit on the airplane next to me, or that filthy fuck in the Denny's booth behind you who climbs over and he plays in your hair, and he drools chewed up pancakes down the back of your neck, and his parents think it's hilarious, and you're hungover and you want to fucking not hurt the kid or anything, but maybe squeeze a lemon in his eye, something that's not traceable back to me. If it was my own kid, I could do that to him all day long. I don't know that would ever get boring to me. How do you know what kind of a parent you're going to be ahead of time? How do you know that you're not going to end up being that one shake the baby parent? The people who snap like that, they didn't see it coming ahead of time. They were as stupid as you or me, walking through life. They weren't sitting in the delivery room staring down the big hole, go, get out here, you son of a bitch. I want to shake you. Come on. Push, mama. Push, mama. I want to shake the baby. I want to shake him till his spine goes all rattly. They fucking snap. They snap after months and months of successive nights of... Would you please just shut up for 1 second? I want to sleep for a fucking hour. Shake the baby. Shake the baby. Shake the baby. time I consider having a child, I read a story in the newspaper where some parents left their kid locked in a hot car for 10 hours. And his little brain bakes like a blueberry muffin because one of them forgot it was in there. I've done shit that irresponsible in my life. You know, it was with ice cream, but how do you know you draw the line at a kid? I don't want to take that chance. And I don't necessarily want to see the kind of child I would produce at this point in my life. That's the scariest thought. I mean, with the shit I've done to my body over the years, I've done drugs and alcohol, tobacco, the acid I've pumped into my system in my 20s as it is. I don't want to see the kind of baby my sperm is waiting to create. I mean, because you look at people who were in great condition, and even them, you watch football, right? Every other fucking guy in the National Football League is on Sunday afternoon. Hi, this is Doug Flutie for the United Way. And this is my boy Wacky. He was born without bones. And these guys are in perfect physical condition, and they're blowing out rubber heads like it's Jiffy Pop popcorn. I would have the biggest elephant man baby you would ever see in your life with the shape I'm in. And if I did have a fucking wacky circus infant like that, I couldn't be one of those devoted United Way parents who has a 10-year bedside vigil just waiting for little Waterhead to blink one time. I couldn't do it. I would leave that baby at the closest church doorstep with a note in his little flipper hand, and I would be on the first Third World Airlines flight out of this country. I couldn't be a responsible enough parent if my kid were born with a new suit and a full-time job, much less fish gills or an ingrown head of some sort. You stop fucking, you just, all those problems that you bitch about end when you stop fucking pushing them out. Just for 10 years or something. Till we need babies. School shootings. You got a problem with it? We'll stop fucking. There's no kid. Anyone who got fucked with even a little bit in high school, you're gonna hear those stories. I'm not saying condone the story. But there's a little party going, that was my fucking idea. Kill all the jocks. I spent every study hall. You motherfuckers. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Look who's giving the wedgies now, bitch. Fuck you. Now it's all popular. I want to go back to my fucking high school reunion packing. Hey, Doug, what have you been doing the last 20 years? Fucking reloading. Clack, clack, boom, wah. Yeah, I've been ruminating. I've been stewing in it. Dick. Clack, clack, boom, wah. I wrote jokes. You know, if you got a kid being fucked with in school, teach him to write jokes. That's what all the comics, we were all the funny ones. I mean, all the fucking kids that got fucked with, we're the ones who turned into, like, all the fucking frat, fucking thick-neck jocko fucking, those guys didn't turn out to be hilarious. Hey, remember that guy Lenny who used to fucking kick your books out of your hand, call you a faggot, push you in a locker, fucking hold you down, do spit hangers over your face? Yeah, he's a ventriloquist now. They're all titty bouncers now. Keep your hands off the girls or I'll give you a severe wedgie. That's why I never go to titty bars. Like, titty bars, like, because you never, first of all, like, on the road as a comic, you never know the rules. You go all, like, every state, every county has a fucking different, like, titty bar, you know, regulations and shit. And there's always that fucking university ex-quarterback who blew out his knee and now he's just a fucking loser, working the door, angry at the world. Keep your hands off the girl! I wasn't touching the girl. I was just giving her $1. You don't give her $1. You put the dollar on the stage, and at the end of the song, she comes over and she sweeps up the dollars with the broom. Well, across the street's a different county. Fucking back-talk me, man. Like, why do you have titty bar laws at all? Why is there such thing? These are the fucking dark ages. Don't fool yourself. They're titty bar, your tits are illegal. Your tits are put in the same category as handguns. It's okay to have them locked up in the privacy of your own home, but if you whip them out in public without the proper permit, you'd go to jail just for owning your own tits in this country. You would. They fucking 2 guys went to jail in Houston for butt fucking each other in their own home. Do you know this? Are you aware of this? Do you read the paper? The appellate court 3 days ago upheld the ruling. Sodomy laws. 2 guys were butt fucking in their own fucking home. And there was 2 guys that were butt fucking, and then there was a 3rd guy who used to be butt fucking one of the butt fuckers, and he knew that the new butt fucker was butt fucking his butt fuck buddy, so he called, this is true, he called the police. Do you know this? He called the police, and he said there's a burglary going on at this address. And there kind of was. So John Law kicks in the fucking door and finds the butt fuckers butt fucking, and under some sodomy law that you laugh at, that really, that's on the book somewhere, got enforced and was upheld by the appeals court. This country sucks, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm saying. Don't believe all the fucking patriot bullshit they blew up your ass in high school. This is a fucking nitwit, dip fuck, no separation between church and state fucking hellhole. This might be the greatest country in the world, but that's like being the prettiest Denny's waitress. You still have a lot of work to do. Being the best doesn't necessarily make you fucking good. Separation of church and state is called the perineum, and the episiotomy didn't hold. There you go. It's all fucking gunked up together down there. Titty bar laws, you can... Generally, a titty bar law, you can have titties and beer, or you can have a vagina and an $8 Coke. But you can't have a vagina with beer and titties. Someone tried all 3 at once and burst into flames. And there are big lawsuits and liability issues. And if you've ever seen a vagina up close, you need a couple of shots to take the edge off of that. Looks like fucking alien's gonna spring out of there and attach itself to your face and lay eggs in your mouth. Get it off me, Danny! Kick it! Ow! Help me! It's a vagina! How do you regulate tits? What fucking guy did you put in office that way? Oh, the first thing is we gotta legislate them titties. They're running amok, them breastises. Is keep them away from the children. They're made for children. Your tits are illegal, and that's the only reason anyone wants to see them. When you think about it, the tit is the most beautifully marketed product in this country. You will jump through a flaming hoop just to look at a tit, and it's because you can't. How much money do you think a titty bar in one of those National Geographic African villages is gonna make on a Saturday night? Think they get a $10 cover charge at the door over there? Come on in and look at some tits. Fuck you, I look at her tits. She's just going home with grain on her head. It's the way it should be. I think if women were forced to wear gloves, then we only want to look at your hands, because we can't. Fucking look at the mitts on that girl. Show her, baby, yeah! Show some callus to daddy. Woo! Oh, that's a fucking real hand. There's not even... Hand job would be the ultimate sexual act. You hold out for the hand job. She wouldn't give up the hand, man. No, she fucking palm teased me till like 3:30 in the morning. Made me read her poems. If women could walk around with no shirts like guys do, I might stare for a day or something. But after that, you don't give a shit. And I know that because I've sat in a titty bar for so long, you become completely desensitized. You spend 8 hours of tits hanging in your face and slapping off your head. Whatever, just get me another cocktail. But if that cocktail waitress leans over and you can see down her shirt, you go, look, you can see her tit. It's right there. Check it out, man. After 8 hours, that's the best tit you saw all night. Because that's the tit you're not supposed to see. All I'm saying, ladies, you want us to stop staring at your tits? Take off your shirts. And I will buy you a cocktail. All of those laws are bullshit. How do you have any vice law? It's a fucking vice. Are there any vice cops in here? Because I know you wouldn't fucking admit it, but one day you'll be in here, and I want you to know you're a fucking dick. You should have the worst kind of ass cancer that an angry god can create. Like the ass cancer that physically hangs out of the back of your pants, like a big pink fleshy beehive hanging out of the back of your boxer shorts that your kids poke at with a stick when you go to the toilet in the morning. And they go, that's Daddy's ass cancer. That God gave that to him for being a fucking cock. How do you do that for a living? You bust people? Arrest people. Have you been fucking arrested? Like it's fucking rape is what it is. For having a bad habit. That's what a vice is. They got fucking vice cops busting smokers in California now, you know? Because they made it illegal to smoke in bars and restaurants because of waitresses. That's how they do it. They'll do it here, too. They did it in Austin. They fucking do it. Anchorage passed no smoking in restaurants. Fucking Anchorage. That's like my place to fucking... No law gets passed in Anchorage. They don't have any laws. Because waitresses are evidently dying by the thousands from the secondhand smoke. There's big Phnom Penh killing fields of fucking dead waitresses. Can't produce a body. The tobacco industry has mass graves somewhere. They'll find them eventually. If secondhand smoke, and answer me, if you have an answer, I want to hear it. If secondhand smoke is killing that many people, if anybody, and nicotine is the most addictive substance on the planet, why is no one addicted to secondhand smoke? If you're dying from it, you must have been addicted to it years before. Do you know secondhand smokers? Do you know people who get laid or get in a stressful situation and have to run out to a fucking bingo hall or an AA meeting to start breathing deeply? No. Because someone is bullshitting you in the propaganda mill. You get fucking vice cops going into bars, busting smokers. Dress up like a smoker tonight, Bob. We're going in undercover. In California, they do. Fucking some Crime Stopper calls a fucking 800 number, and then the fucking... Someone smoking in the bar. I walked past it. I don't go to bars, but I saw it, so you better go out there and enforce that. And you read these stories and you go, don't you have a fucking real crime to fight? And then you think about it, a vice cop doesn't fight real crime. A real cop fights real crime. A vice cop's only job is to fuck up the party. That's all he's hired to do. He's a church cop. He's there to bust you for smoking dope or goes to titty bars. Make sure you're not, make sure there's not too much ass crack showing. He goes to smut shops. Make sure you're not jacking off in a jack-off booth. Ooh, you're a hero. Every vice is a punishment in itself. You smoke cigarettes, you get cancer, you die. You don't need a ticket on top of it. The punishment is inherent in the act. You watch too much porno. It diminishes your taste for the kind of girls who will actually fuck you. It's got a downside. They all do. I've done them all. I've done drugs I've done coke till my nose was bleeding like the 4th week of Lilith Fair. I didn't have to have someone tell me it was wrong afterwards. I figured it out. I've had hookers before. I've had 6 or 8 hookers in my life. I never woke up the next day going, man, I'm glad I got a hooker last night, huh? Who's the thinker, Bobby? You go, I could have jerked off and saved $185. What was I thinking? I'll never drink it again. Now I gotta check my dick for spots for the next 6 months. To go to jail on top of that, that's double jeopardy. That's unconstitutional. Tell me one reason prostitution should be illegal. Seriously. One fucking reason if it's not a fucking church issue. There's no reason. Why is it? It's perfectly okay for a guy to go to a bar. You could go to a nightclub and bullshit chicks to last call, tell you any fucked up story he can think of just so he can poon you and never call you again. Leave you crying by a telephone that will never ring, heartbroken, and that's just par for the course. That's just the American way. But a guy who just really needs a blowjob meets a girl who just really needs $40. You'd think perfect couple. No, someone's going to the pokey tonight. Because there's a vice cop out there. I'm a vice cop and I sleep good at night knowing that nobody's comfortably high and getting a reasonably priced piece of ass on my ship. Yeah, buddy. I can't make everybody as miserable as myself, but if I could just make a dent in the community, cheese a few people off, I know if God had intended women to be able to prostitute themselves, he would have given them a free will and a pussy. Fucking Bible, that's an idea you'd believe if you'd never heard of the Bible or anything, you just stumbled across it in a used bookstore at a fucking adult age, yeah, you'd buy that wholeheartedly. You didn't need that kicked into your head for thousands of years under fucking threats and false pretenses. You'd have picked right up on it. Oh, this sounds completely logical. I'm gonna tell my friends. Yeah. Fucking threats is all it is. It's the only fucking thing it is. It's threats and childhood. You fucking threaten a child, they'll believe it. You fucking switch the threat of lumps of coal in your stocking with an eternity in a fiery burning hell, well, you still believe in Santa Claus too. Because you're fucking threatened as a child, and if no one ever fucking tells you otherwise, why not? I feel sorry for you because you don't have Jesus in your life. I feel sorry for you. You're 45 years old, and you still have a boogeyman under the bed. Get real, Francis. Come on, fucking think for yourself. It's got good points, but it's a fucking Aesop fable, you know? You take the fucking moral and you don't buy the fucking hoopla, you fucking stooge. Here's another fucking big chunk of shit in the propaganda bills. Fucking DUI, .08, huh? How do you feel about that? You guys, you're drunk. If you're blowing a .08, you're probably sloppy drunk, huh? No, you're fucking not, because you're an adult. Maybe one of you is, and we have to fucking live like dickheads because that one fucking nitwit sorority girl who's 80 pounds and anorexic sniffs a shot of Jägermeister and fucks half the football team. So we're all drunk at .08. No, we're not. But the federal government blackmails the states and says you have to make it .08. See, here's the thing. If you have a picture of a dead kid, you can get any law you want passed. You bring a fucking picture of a dead kid to Congress, and you go, it's the most obscure death in the world. Fucking jet ski, this fucking T-1000 brand jet ski, if it's got a fucking three-sided widget bolt underneath it, and it's a fucking weird kind of widget bolt that if it's being dragged on this kind of trailer at 80 miles an hour and it's 30 degrees out and gravel kicks up underneath the trailer, it can whack that widget bolt right out of, and it'll fling off and careen into oncoming traffic. And it did that and went through a windshield and it fucking stuck Timmy in the head and he died with a widget bolt in his head. So now the parents are crying on 60 Minutes, getting fucking widget bolt legislation. Oh, they should have done widget bolt testing. There's no need for this. Our boy died. And they bring dead Timmy's picture to fucking Capitol Hill with a wreath around it and candles burning. And then, like, they shut down all of jet ski production in all of North America until widget bolt testing can be done in a fucking controlled atmosphere. Steve, you really passed that law? I couldn't help it. She had the dead kid's picture right there. The wreath and candles. Oh, yes, she pulled the trump card, the dead kid's picture. Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, they do. Oh, .08. Well, if you don't do that, we're taking away your highway funds. Well, all right, same with this 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. Fucking, you had to do it. .0 dick is fucking legally drunk. It's an individual thing. A DUI, I would rather be behind you, the fucking thick-neck lumberjack, blowing a .17 than I would want to be behind the fucking stone-sober 300-year-old Civil War veteran. He hasn't had a drink since 19 fucking Prohibition. I don't want to be behind it. You know what? I've been drinking all night. Can you tell? Look, I can do this. See? I hear a car horn over there. I can whip my neck like that. Yeah. Oh, what was that? What was it? I don't know. What was it? I don't have to go, what ear did I hear it out of? I'm not... They're both mechanical. I don't know. Put the old cocksucker next to me on the side of the road and have him do the DUI test on his, one leg with his artificial hip and his eyes closed, touching his nose. When he falls and smashes his pelvis, well, we both drive home scot-free. How about that? It's a fucking individual thing. I watch that guy, if it's based just on reflexes, I watch that guy, he couldn't get his coffee to his lips at breakfast and got right behind the wheel, shaking like a fucking... I should be able to take a DUI test, where if I can pass my driving test at .16, I get a driver's license that says I'm okay to drive up until .16. Just like corrective lenses. It's an individual thing. You can't... The individual in this society is completely fucked. You're put in a little fucking group, and you're judged by the fucking drunk sorority girl. We're all drunk, because she's a fucking nitwit. The one person. It's like the same way we board airplanes. Okay, we're gonna board the airplane, let's get all the fucking slowest, encumbered, broken people with all the kids and put them first, and let all you fucking healthy, fast people go as slow as the slowest link in the group. Does it make sense? No. But you can't say no to the fucking dead kid's picture, and you can't say no to the fucking old people with the broken hips and the fucking 19 kids. If I'm wrong, you don't have to agree with me on everything. But if you don't agree with me, don't get all cheesed off, because eventually I'm going to have the fucking idea that only you and I have, and everyone else is going to be staring at us. Yeah, wrap it up? Is that what you're saying? Oh, yeah, I'm starting to feel it, yeah. I dosed tonight for the first time in a long time. Starting to kick. Mind your business. It's, the individual is, it's the same with age of consent. Age of consent, yeah. Hate to tell you, but if you watch some daytime TV, you'll know there's 16-year-old girls plenty ready to start fucking. Yeah. They're out there. And on the same note, there's 35-year-old women who should have their holes puttied shut like Barbie parts. You can't say a certain age is ready to fuck. I say women because that's what the law is made to protect. But yeah, you can't tell me 18 years. I like my ladies a little on the brown side of ripe, but I think we've covered that. But that's the way I prefer a little fucking intelligence to... I'll take a fucking sloppier tit and a little more fucking thinking there. But that's just me. Everyone's different. I'm not oh, thanks. You gotta bring something to the... Fucking sucks getting old, man. They should raise the drinking age to like fucking 60, so you'd have something to look forward to, right? I'm 34. I've done everything. I fucked a midget once. What else can I do? I did. I really did. What else do you got to fucking look forward to it? How am I gonna top myself? All right, there's one way. All right, I don't know. It stops you. You're no midget, though. I'd fuck you and still tell a midget story the next day, but no one would listen. That's the problem. It's been almost 9 years since I fucked a midget, and it's never come up once. I only fucked a midget so I could say I did. It's never come up once on its own organically. It's a tough one to wean into conversation, you know? See that Super Bowl? Yeah, and I fucked a midget once, too, like 9 years ago. What? I had an opportunity after a show. How could you not fuck a midget one time just to say I fucked it? Live your own lives then, because I like to wake up with a story. This is a true story. And so I fucked a midget, and I did a bit about it on my first CD, Sicko. And since then, I have 2 midget friends up in Alaska, Kenny and Dave. They're guys that hang out at this bar I work in Alaska. And I'm talking to them when I just met them. I'm talking to them, and I go, you know, I do a bit about fucking a midget. And they go, hey, that's kind of offensive. Which at first I thought it was because I used the word fuck. Like the language was offensive. I think it's far creepier to say I made love to a midget. That doesn't sound right in any sentence, right? But evidently the words midget and dwarf are huge slurs in the midget community. Do you know that? They're highly offensive. Both, do you know what they want to be called? Little people, yeah. I'm a little person. I'm 5'7". That's pretty little. I don't want to be lumped in with midgets, right? I mean, I'll call you whatever you want to be called. I don't want to offend anybody. That's not what I'm up here to do. Make up your own fucking title. I'll call you trial size or something. I don't care, but I mean, make it unique and specific. Little person is just way too vague. That's like copyright infringement on my... Kenny the Midget, this is true. Kenny the Midget says this to me. He goes, you know, he doesn't really talk like this, but fucking comedic effect, right? He goes, you know, calling a midget, that's like calling a black guy a nigger. I go, oh, yeah, that's exactly the same, Kenny, yeah. Oh, certainly, because of all the years of midget oppression, right? Right. Oh, the midget-only water coolers, I remember, yeah. The little tiny booster seats in the back of the bus. Yeah, certainly. Every time I see a white cross by the side of the road, I thought that was a highway fatality. But no, that's where the Klan ran a midget family out of town, evidently. Wait, it gets better. It gets better. This is how he follows it up. He goes, and by the way, I'm not a midget, I'm a dwarf. After he tells me how horrible both of those words are, how offensive both of those words are, he explains the physical differences between the two. That a midget is proportionate to a regular person, only smaller. And the dwarf is the wacky kind with the big wobbly head and the nubby little arms that's hilarious to look at. And I go, fuck you, Kenny. If there's technical differences, it's not a word of hate. If there's physiological characteristics associated with the terms midget and dwarf, it's nothing like calling a black person. You'd never call a black guy a nigger, have him get done kicking the shit out of you, and on his way out, stop and say, oh, and by the way, technically I'm not a nigger, I'm a spook. Because a nigger has a wider jaw and a more protruding buttock. He stands about 4 inches taller on the average, but thank you very much for asking. That's how fucking bored this generation is. These fucking midgets are angry. Everyone's fucking angry. Everyone's gonna cause, and they're bullshit. They take good, what used to be like good liberalism, they've taken and blown it so tits out that you root against it just on cause. You know how you fucking hate the Cowboys just because Cowboy fans are dicks? That's what liberalism, I'm just using that as an example, but that's what, like fucking PETA, people for the ethical treatment of animals. I would never hurt an animal. That's fucked up. But they're so fucking tits gone with the whole thing. They're out trying to get lobsters the right to vote or some weird shit. And you listen to an hour of them and you go, that's so, I want to choke a fuzzy bunny right in front of you because you're a fucking nitwit. Now I'm rooting against what I would be for normally because you're a fucking nitwit. They had the gut beer. You remember that? They were on college campuses promoting beer drinking so you don't drink milk, because we shouldn't drink milk. Humans are the only species who drink milk after they've been weaned from the breast. Duh! You know why animals don't drink milk after they've been weaned from the breast? They're out of milk. They can't get any more. Same reason they don't smoke cigarettes. They're fucking out. Think an animal doesn't want to drink milk after being weaned from the breast? Eat a bowl of cereal in front of your cat. He'll dry hump your sock crusty just to lick the spoon. And so you listen to an hour of that fucking nitwit shit, and don't wear fur. We're gonna blockade the entire avenue that you go to work on at 9 a.m. to say don't wear fur. Well, I wasn't gonna wear fur. What do I look like, fucking Liberace? But now I've waited for 3 hours in traffic because you fucking cemented yourself to the fucking highway like some fucking weird Christ figure. Now I'm gonna wear the first furry fucking thing that walks past me, dick. There you go. Happy? Happy, dick? Fucking starting to kick. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking long afternoon tomorrow. Woo. Do you do drugs at all? Huh? Well, acid I haven't done for a while up until about 40 minutes ago. Yeah. So you thought you might like to go to the show. Yeah, it's gonna be a long night. Mushrooms are like the only drug that I still really consider, and except for times of fucking stress and disorganization such as tonight. Because mushrooms easy on you. Fucking acid beats the shit out of your body. Believe me, I'll be paying for this for a while. Because that's a 3-day hangover. I don't have that kind of time anymore. I wish I had 3 days I could sit on a couch and recover. But you get older, you got shit to do. That's why every time you hear in the press, more and more high school kids are doing drugs. Who better to do drugs than high school kids? What are you gonna fuck up that bad when you're 17 that you can't bounce right back from? Your test? Who gives a shit? You're not gonna forget your kids at daycare and blow all your rent money, shake the baby? Great. Suspend me. I fucked this skanky chick without a condom last night, and I woke up this morning, right at the head of my dick is an F. All right. I fucking put all my life savings on 17 Black because I was drunk, because fucking John kept saying, do another shot, and I did. And I put all my money on 17 Black, and I got detention. Fair enough. Good night. It's fucking Friday Late Show. People gotta go home. I'll just assume they're not offended by my fucking antics. But I'll do a tit fuck joke in the meantime. Here. Hey, so I told my girlfriend I wanted to fuck her between the tits. She said, how you gonna make that feel good for me? I said, right before I come, I'll stop punching you in the face. Right? There's no artistic merit to that joke whatsoever, but it's a little... I use that like a lifeline. You know, I get stumped. I don't know where I'm going. The fucking drugs start straightening the spine, and you're going, oh, man, I haven't done this in 10 years. I'm glad you're part of it, even though you think I'm fucking kidding. Fucking acid is a nice, yeah. I never had a bad trip on acid. Ecstasy, I had a bad trip on ecstasy one time. Ecstasy's not a good drug to do alone, either. I found that out the hard way. Have you done ecstasy? The first time I worked Anchorage was the first time I did ecstasy, and I was working there on my birthday. Someone gave this to me as a birthday present. They said, try this. I said, what is it? They said, well, Doug, it's illegal. So I did it. They go, yeah, and it'll make you really horny. Would you rotten son of a bitch? Would you do that to me? I got horny down pat, man. I don't need narcotics to enhance it. I got horny, right? And this is my birthday present. Thank you. You would have bought Anne Frank a drum set, you psychotic. This is the last thing in the world I need. It's Alaska. It's like 8 guys to every woman as it is. No one will fucking even talk to me. I did shit to myself that night I have never done to a woman. I'm not kidding. The maid came in the next morning. My whole room is soaked down in cooking oil. There's a porno going. There's a melon with a hole drilled in it. What do you use that for? I had a little luau. I just can't take the beating anymore, man. And I fucking, my birthday is actually Sunday. Like, every year on my birthday, I get all these weird presents since, like, I get all, like, smut shop gifts, like, fucking gag gifts, like a blow-up sheep and a fucking penis pump, all these goof gifts, which I laugh. But there's only so long shit like that can hang around your apartment before you have to stick your dick in it. I'm sorry. It's kind of like the cat or the VCR. Taunting you every day. So this last one was, 2 years ago, actually, because it just hit that wall where I can talk about it and it's not embarrassing anymore. I got a big rubber fuckhead. Have you been to smut shops? Have you ever seen, like, it's a blowjob machine. It's called a fuck my face. It's like a rubber fuck my face, and it looks like the mannequin heads, the styrofoam ones that they put wigs on in the fucking 70s? It looked like that. No features or anything, but it had the open mouth, and the mouth, it goes in and then kind of curves up and comes out the back like a Kennedy hole in the back. It's fucking... And you put a vibrating egg. They have, the vibrating eggs they have on a lot of smut toys. It's an egg that vibrates on a cord. To make it realistic. That's what it says on the box. A realistic vibrating rubber fuck my face. Like vibrating, like a real vibrating blowjob. If you have a fucking epileptic fantasy or something. You're into some rape thing where you want to pretend you're scared shitless. You just crank it up real high. I don't know. It says it on the box. But, okay, so here's what happens. As they get in, you can fill it with warm water and all sorts of shit. This is a fucking, like, high dollar item. This is a fucking, they love me. Tim Mitchell is the guy who gave it to me. So anyway, I go home, I'm drunk, it's my birthday, still no one will fuck me, so it's just me and the rubber fuckhead. And I go back to my hotel room. And I look at it, and it looks at me, and I put on something comfy, it turns on porn. So I go, I'm gonna fuck the rubber fuckhead. And my dick wouldn't fit in it. And it's not my dick. A lot of you've seen it. It's a fucking manufacturing flaw. I have a little dick, but the mouth is like a fucking bottleneck or something. And I'm like, and I'm not like hard like as a rock. I'm not like turgid in anticipation of the rubber fuckhead. It's not like I was like fucking had a Woody all the way home. I can't wait to fuck it. So I'm trying to have to squeeze blood into it and try to fucking like thread the head in there. Hope I get hard while I'm already in it. Or like, I wanted to fuck the thing. It's a top shelf item. This is a high dollar. This isn't just like a bag of gook you jack off in for fucking $9.25. This is a top shelf rubber vibrating hot water fuck my face. And I'm trying to like corkscrew it on. It's got the little teeth apparatus on the inside, like little like rubber nubby things on the throat part where it goes in, which hurt. Like I'd get my dick in there and get it semi-hard and then fucking start to hurt and spit my dick back out all purple. Like if there's one thing that you could expect from an artificial blowjob, no teeth would be the one benefit. But no, someone in some weird factory had to put teeth things in there. Some bitter fuck like myself. They put teeth into an artificial rubber fuck my face. This'll show them. So like 90 minutes goes by, I'm trying to fuck this thing, and you start jacking off in weird ways like that. You get committed. Like, what do? You spend fucking all night jacking off in a rubber fuck my face to no avail. What do you do there? Exactly. You chuck the rubber fuckhead to the side and you jack off the old-fashioned way with the vibrating egg in your ass. That's what I thought, too. I didn't see... It's my birthday. Fuck you. I don't see where it's going to be a problem. And it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. All right, it's a little nummy, a little tingly in the old sphincter. It didn't fucking... Nobody got killed, but it didn't raise the bar on jacking off where I need a vibrating egg in my ass to get there. But it definitely... It fucking had its highs and lows, and I get done, and this is what happened. This is what Tim Mitchell, the guy who gave me the rubber hot water vibrating fuck my face, comes back over to my room 2-3 hours later, whatever. And I'm done, you know. You feel dirty, but that goes away. And he sits down, listen to me, he sits down on the bed.
Yo, Jack, thank you for subscribing, dude. We're gonna have like a couple more matches, then I'm gonna call it a day till later on. So if you're a fan of wrestling big time, I do have 2k18. I was coming back to play this, honestly, for a minute, just because I was just doing stuff. Also trying to import everything from 17 to 18, and doing it by eye can be a little bit more struggle than I thought, or from memory to be more exact. So just playing some audio here. It might be a little bit explicit, but if you're willing to listen, doesn't matter. If not, just enjoy the match. Like I said before, as always, guys, comment, subscribe. Doing a little bit of this. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for subscribing. Yeah. You don't even know about it. I have multiple. I'm adding multiple ways to subscribe. So when people subscribe, you get different stuff. Like I don't know if you saw the first one. It was like Asuka, and then I said I wanted to add Becky. I said I wanted to add Rosemary, Alexa Bliss. This is all like all the not just all 4 of our girls, but like all the ladies. So it'll just be random every time. You know what I mean? But either way, sorry if I sound all monotone and shit. I'm just here chilling. I'm enjoying these matches. They're not the greatest matches I've pulled off, but fuck, man. Anyway, like I said, Jack, thank you for subscribing, dude, and I'll be doing more. So if you're willing to watch some good wrestling, I suggest click that bell notification as well to see what I do in the future. Other than that, thank you guys. I'm gonna keep this thing going for maybe another 30 minutes, I'd say. 6:36 right now. We stop at 7 my time. So, yeah, thank you.
And he's talking about the weather or fucking the game or small talk, and just very casually he says, "What's that?" There's a small piece of chunk of fucking paraphernalia, some doodad on the bed, and very casually he flicks it with his finger, and he goes, "What's that?" And it goes, and it sticks to the wall. Yeah, it was poop, ladies and gentlemen. It was fucking poop. Evidently, when I pulled that vibrating egg out of my ass, a small dollop of poop chased after it like a needy child, and now it's sitting there all alone at the foot of my bed, and now splatter against the wall, and it's all over Tim Mitchell's finger, and he wants an answer, believe me. It's shit, man! It's fucking shit on my finger, dude! I got nothing! I'm pretty good on an excuse. If you would ask me to help you move tomorrow, I could come up with something. I can't. I have spinal surgery at 9 a.m. I'd come up with something. I got nothing for fucking shit all over. So I go, I don't know. Like maybe that's just how I party. I'm fucking terrified of poop. My fear of poop is an equal line with my love of pooning a girl in the ass. It's a double-edged sword. What do? Is it fear of poop? Are you pooning a girl? Yeah. Huh? Say she's gonna let you poon her in the ass tonight, huh? Chuckles. Look at me. She's not, because she doesn't take in the ass yet. You know, at one point she will, but right now, no. Just no. 6 years she's taking in the ass, but say tonight she's inspired. That comic made me really want to take in the fucking the corn shoot. Let's say she does, and that's a good night for any of us, right? But say you get that first exploratory Ernest Shackleton probe finger in there, and you're immediately greeted by the angry nose of yesterday's BK broiler, just sitting in there like a guard dog waiting for you. What do you do? What do you do, smart ass? You know all the answers. Tell me, do you open up a line of communication? Do you talk it through with her? Do you try to push it back up and you just start to cry and run out of the building? There's got to be some protocol, and I don't know what it is. I've written a fucking Hints from Heloise 2 times, and nothing ever comes back in the return mail. Are you having fun over there? The poor guy behind the fucking pole. I don't know. Pornography ruins you. What is that fucking thumping in the fucking... Is that just me? Do you hear the thumping in the... Every now and then. In the micro. All right. Maybe. I know that's not just me tripping. All right. Please hold. I gotta look at my watch in a fucking show of unprofessionalism. But I feel you getting tired. Yeah. All right. I feel me having a piss. How about that? I can bring it down to an honest level, right? Wow, I get a lot of fans at that table that wanted to be in line to meet me after the show. Ooh. I thought they were seated early. Maybe. My act's not for everyone. What can I say? Go to the other place. If this is bad, let's trick hip.
All right, we'll try. Let's see if I can go through a bit here. How many people have seen me before? Anybody? Nobody. I'll take the class.
That because if you had money, we wouldn't have railroaded you like the highest place I've ever seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Salt Lake. And now, please welcome.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. I just realized I didn't turn off my cell phone, so I must fuck it. Don't call me. All right. I should have started stronger than this. You ever look in the mirror in the morning and think, that can't be accurate? That's off by years and pounds and wrinkles. Is that metric? Send that to the front desk and get that recalibrated, because that doesn't even look like a head anymore. What the fuck have I done to myself? I'm good at night, don't worry. It's just the mornings are fucking rougher. I don't do nearly as many drugs as I should, that I have the reputation for, but Mitch Hedberg, you know Mitch Hedberg, right? He was a drug enthusiast. He was a drug connoisseur, and he died. Drugs killed him, but they didn't ruin his life by any stretch. He really enjoyed. He was good at it. He wasn't someone who faltered at it. He didn't wake up and go, oh shit, I should really work on myself, and I need to rethink this. That guy fucking loved doing drugs the entire time he was alive, maybe up until that last minute where he went, that might have not been as much fun, but still. And now, his family, his beautiful, beautiful family, and Mary and Arn, if you ever see this, don't take it personal, but his family set up a Mitch Hedberg charity. It's a Mitch Hedberg golf tournament to go to support a rehabilitation facility. You took everything that he was about, turned it on its ass. He hated sports. He loved drugs. And you have a fucking charity sponsoring. It's like if the guy who died on the luge in the Olympics had his family come out and have a charity pie eating contest to keep kids out of sports. Stay on the couch, you get fat, kids. It's just everything he was against for everything he loved. And they did that because I guess it would have been too tasteless to have a charity event where you get actually for $1 a shovel, literally dig up his grave and turn him upside down and then bury it back. His parents are so sweet, and I was very tentative about putting that on a DVD. But it's such a fucking, it's just, rehab is just such fraud. It's just this cottage industry of nonsense, junk science. Fucking Dr. Drew Pinsky should be just, he's like, I've never done a bit about someone. You do bits and you fake anger and you write a bit and you have passion for it, and then you do it too many times and then you have to work up the anger. And I've never had to do that with talking about Dr. Drew Pinsky for fucking years. I just hearing his name, his bile comes out of me because it started. If there's a war on drugs, he's the Joseph Goebbels propaganda minister of lies. And it started out with just a celebrity rehab, and that was it's a dumb show. But what made it important? Dr. Drew is a real doctor. That's what you have to keep in mind. He's not a fake Dr. Phil. He's an actual, went to medical school, has a diploma over his desk, real doctor spreading this nonsense. And it started with celebrity rehab, which was a guilty pleasure. It was fun to watch. They, cull in all these D-level celebrities, let them shake off the DTs for a couple of days with cameras in their faces 24/7, and then they'd send them boating with Gary Busey, because that's what a medical professional would tell you to do in that situation. And instead of being stripped of his credentials for this, instead of being drug out in the street and beaten and tied shirtless to a telephone pole out front of this place so garage bands could staple flyers to his chest to promote their upcoming gig, and then the other band would draw a dick picture on the thing, and they tear that off and put up a new poster, and eventually Drew Pinsky would die the slow bleeding death of 1,000 weeping pinhole bleeds. Instead of that happening, what happened is it gave him credibility. People took him seriously. And that's what makes you crazy. It's not that these buffoons exist in life, but the fact that, like the Sarah Palins or the Glenn Becks or whoever, where you go, if everyone was laughing at him, you'd go, but when they're taking, Drew Pinsky now is the go-to guy for any kind of celebrity, any Heath Ledger issue, any fucking Michael Jackson. He's the guy that the mainstream media goes to. Joining us tonight to talk about one of the Coreys that died. We don't know which Corey. No one really cares. But to discuss the tragedy, joining us tonight, celebrity rehabilitation expert, Dr. Drew Pinsky. Welcome to the show. First of all, how are you a celebrity rehabilitation expert? How do you get that designation? At what point in medical school did your professor pull you to the side? Drew, mirror a second. I want to talk to you. Listen, I've been watching you work. I've been watching you poke around the cadavers and do what you do with a smug look on your face. Did anyone ever tell you that you have a keen eye for the rich and famous? You should really go in that direction. I think you have a natural gift to be an ambulance chaser to the stars. You fucking would step over a dozen dying winos in the street just to get to Lindsay Lohan's bedside to offer unsolicited advice to Charlie Sheen via Twitter, as a medical professional is wont to do. Yeah, Dr. Drew Pinsky, celebrity rehabilitation expert. That's like if I were a gynecologist, but I found that I specialized in really young, hot, shaved, stinkless pussy. That's where I just had a knack. It was like a gift from God. Just teenage Norwegian pussy is all I really work with anymore, because I want to give back. I want to give of myself. You puddle of shit. And what they don't show you when they're treating this, remember, this is a deadly disease. Addiction is, here it comes again. Watch. This might look like a choice, but it's not. This is a deadly affliction. There's no such thing as addiction. I mean, on the most minor levels, if you're a hardcore substance abuser, there is a physical addiction where you might need a medical detox for a few days so you don't seizure up and swallow your tongue. After that, it's done. Then it's a choice. It's right back to a fucking choice. There's no such thing as addiction. There's only things that you enjoy doing more than life. And it's not just drugs and alcohol, fucking sex addiction, eat too much pie. It's what you want to do. And what they don't show you in any of these shows is, well, what do you do with these people? You have all these shows exploiting shitheads. You know, Intervention. Intervention's an hour-long show, and 52 minutes of it is some fucking stumblebum being followed around by a camera, shitting his pants and puking in trash cans and losing his job, because that's fun to watch. It really is. It's easily exploitable. That's why cigarettes are far more dangerous than anything that they show fucking Intervention, but you don't see that episode. There's not the cigarette, because no one wants to watch 52 minutes of a guy going. It's killing me. So they have to get the stumblebum, you know, shitting his pants and knocking over the turkey at his Aunt Nancy's house on Thanksgiving morning because he's trying to drink her mouthwash, because it's fun to watch. But what they don't ever show you is the cure. If these shows are supposed to be informational and educational, what the fuck do you do? What's the cure? You show me 52 minutes of the guy fucking up and being hilarious, and then you fast forward through the intervention part, because no one wants to watch that. That's just boring idiot family members reading Hallmark cards they wrote themselves. And then you didn't show up to Sherry's graduation. And, so what happened? And the only cure they show, oh yeah, then we flew him to Palos Altos, California for a rehab, and he hasn't drank since 2007. Well, what'd you do there? That might be a good focal point of the show, is the cure for this deadly disease. What is the cure, Dr. Drew? Tell me what you're gonna do with Charlie Sheen if you get him. How do you fucking cure these people? All you do is show me, you know, boating with Gary Busey. What's the cure? Well, we get him involved we put him in a rehab. Well, what do you do in the rehab? Well, it's a treatment. Well, what is the fucking treatment? Well, we get him involved in a program. Stop with the buzzwords and tell me what exactly is the cure. Oh, the cure specifically is God. What? What? Yes, God. That's what you do. That's all they do. All these rehabs, all they do is funnel you into a 12-step program, AA and the like, and any 12-step program is a God-based program. It's like 7 of the 12 steps are about God and giving your life to God. You're a fucking medical doctor with a diploma over your desk. You treat one thing and one thing only, and the only cure you have for it is God. Even your religious friends do not want to hear about God during a medical diagnosis. It's the last word you ever want to hear from a doctor. God, doc, my fucking lymph nodes are swollen out of my neck. I look like a bullfrog. I'm shitting blood with clumps in it. I can't keep food down. Ooh, sounds like someone needs a higher power. Can't we do some blood work first? Series of antibiotics? Get a CAT scan? Nope. Get on your knees and pray, faggot. You're a doctor? Yep, I'm on TV too. AA makes Scientology look credible. At least in Scientology or any fucking Mormons or Christians or Muslims, at least the major cult religions have a consistent dogma. Where AA is so splattershot and made up on the fly, AA tells you to make up your own God if you don't already have a God. The big book of AA, I grew up in AA and I believed all this shit was true. My mother was in AA, so as a kid doing homework in the back of meetings listening to this shit. There's a chapter to the agnostic in the big book, their Bible. And you go, oh, chapter to the agnostic. This will teach you how to use this program as a reasonable, grown-up adult human being. No, they don't do that. No, the chapter to the agnostic tells you how to stop being agnostic and start believing in a little bit of God, you stubborn little fella. You gotta believe in it. And it tells you if you don't already have a God, make up your own. And you go, I'm a drunk. I can't even make up a good excuse for why I pissed in the sock drawer last night. This is probably probably not a good time for me to be creating omnipotent deities that I will lay my life down before for the rest. Oh, God, yes. Yes, and you are my fucking Satan. First step of AA, you have to admit that you're powerless over alcohol and that your life has become unmanageable. And then they go on to the next step, which you have to turn your life and your will over to a power higher than yourself. And you go, I was a free-thinking atheist coming into this bullshit. But since I went along with you on that first step on a goof, where I'm powerless over alcohol, I guess then by default, alcohol would have to be my only higher power. So I'll go with vodka, I guess. If I am to be a monotheist and pick just one, I will go with vodka. It's a good all occasions. It mixes well in the morning with a nice citrus beverage. Makes it a good Christmas drink with Neighbor Dave and Evil E. People say, well, what's the big deal? And by people, I mean all you shitheads on my Facebook page that every time I say something anti-AA or pro-Charlie Sheen or anti-Dr. Drew, Stanhope, I'm normally with you on the, most everything you say, but you're off the mark on this. Drug abuse is a really serious problem. It's a serious issue. So what's the problem if someone has to believe in a higher power to get them through? That's not the problem. The problem is when a medical professional who's on every goddamn night on the fucking news is telling you you have a disease that's not a disease, and he's telling you the cure is a God that doesn't exist. It's a big fucking problem. What's your problem? What's your problem? So what? It's a problem. It's a problem if I got bladder cancer and you're applying leeches instead of doing research. It's a huge problem. I'm flying out at 10 a.m. I'm just saying that, 'cause in case you don't know that's an option. You can leave here, you know that? I come here coming here for at least 15 years, and every time you're all here and you all send emails in advance. Oh, I fucking hope you trash the Mormons, man. Fucking tear this fucking city up. Yeah, but you can just move. It's really that. There's so many problems that you can do. Just move. It's not 1857 where you have to circle up a wagon train and get provisions and fucking eat your cousin in a snowdrift to get it. Yeah. Just go. This is a fucking Greyhound ticket. I don't know what the big deal is. So many things, there's some fights that you have to fight, like civil rights shit. Yeah, but draw the line. Like, if your surroundings are ruining your life because you don't fit in there, don't fucking fight. I'm demanding, I'm a transgender person and I like to dress up like fucking Lady Gaga, fucking tuck my cock and balls, and fucking wear latex, and that's how I dress. And the co-workers in the Appalachian coal mine I work with, they won't accept me. Well, just get on a bus to somewhere where they do that. Don't fucking... I was in Flint, Michigan, doing a gig where you're listening to guys at the lunch counter just bitching about the fucking economy, and it's not a news story. Like, Obamonomics, man, I can't even get fucking decent, honest work. First, you build cars and you still don't leave. That's like being a prisoner forced to make keys to your own cell for a living, and you never put two and two together. Just move to where there's work. have comics that will call me up because of the economy. Like, dude, how you doing on the road out there? You getting beat up? Like, how? You go, I drink as much as I ever drank. You know? I feel like shit physically, but I'm not in agony, but I feel lethargic for years or a decade maybe. My piss stinks. That's not normal. I was in fucking Anchorage for a summer solstice at Becker's house. Outside, I'm pissing on a pine tree. And they're having a barbecue. I'm like 20 yards away pissing on a pine tree, and my buddy Billy Bad, fireman, says, dude, is that your piss? You can smell my piss? It's like, God damn it, what's wrong with you? I don't know. I don't know. My kidneys are fucking defective? I don't know. Taking a leak on a tree in the great wilderness of Alaska should not be a who-farted situation. So maybe I'm getting beat up like my internal organs. I shit a lot during the day, but always, I mean, like 10 times, but not a lot of product. It's just like clumps, and it comes out in a consistency. If it's not just sheer liquid, it's like thick mud. You ever see a History Channel and you're watching like GIs in World War II trying to push a Jeep out of deep mud, and it's just that like packed, it's like soft serve ice cream. It comes out like that, but not a lot at a time. It's almost like, and I don't know if my organs are just I'm way too fat in the middle for as little as I eat. It's just in the middle part is always bloated. So I don't know if my organs from all the drinking or the liver and kidneys are swelling up and pushing against the gastrointestinal tract and making it hard for shit to get, like shit has to push its way through like an offensive line on 4th and 1. It's just, you don't have to get the whole football over the line. Just get a piece over the line and we're touchdown. And then my friend, the comic on the other line, will say, no, I meant beat up like ticket sales. How's like the economy's all in the rubbish. And, oh, well, sorry about that whole soliloquy about my chewing tobacco loads of dumps that I take. Yeah, tickets are fine. How dare you sit in Flint, Michigan and say Obamanomics? If you listen to anyone bitch about the economy for long enough, just let them talk, because you'll eventually hear why it's exactly their fault for being greed pigs. And not just like Wall Street people, just dumb fucks at a lunch counter in Flint, Michigan. I'm just a simple man with a simple wife and 4 simple children, and I just want honest day's work. You know, Obama's exporting all our jobs overseas. I can't even find work. You go, you sad motherfucker. Hang on a second. Did you just say you have 4 children? Wait. You have 4 children in Flint, Michigan, where I don't think the economy is a new problem here. I think Roger and Me came out in like 1986. Yet you're bitching about Obamanomics is exporting all our jobs. Do you know how much money it costs to raise a kid? The average cost in this country to raise a single child to the age of 17 is now $227,000. Almost $250,000. You have 4 of the fucking things in Flint, Michigan. I know when that first Ford Tempo first rolled off the assembly line in '87, you said, shit, with quality workmanship like this, I'll never be obsolete. Next time you hear some sad sack on 60 Minutes bitching about how he got fucked over by the economy, instead of children, imagine he said $250,000 toys, fucking boats, and yeah, when I first, they started laying off people in the late 80s. I made it through the first round of cuts, and I said, baby, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, so let's get a $250,000 Lamborghini. And then I got the pink slip, got a 6-month severance package. So I said, okay, baby, we're really on shaky ground now. We better, yeah, let's get a beach house and a speedboat. And now I can't even find work because of Obamanomics. My wife's pregnant with a $250,000. Who knows what it'll be? I'm a victim. No, you're a gambling addict. You made $1 million wager and you lost. You made $1 million wager on spec with no money in the bank to back it up, and now the mob is coming to take your thumbs, faggot, because that's how the game works. If you want to feel bad for someone in a downturned economy, I'll give you someone. Prostitutes. Because a prostitute doesn't have that same worst case scenario B plan that we all enjoy. No matter how shitty things are going for you on the job. Danny, if they lay off any more people, I'm gonna be out on the street sucking dicks for a living. I got nothing else. I'm serious. Hooker doesn't have that same safety net. Hooker's already out there sucking dicks. There is a hooker chugging a cock, a fucking sour milk smelling cock behind a dumpster right now, and she's staring up at your office building thinking, they lay off any more people? More people gonna be out here sucking dicks. It's gonna be a buyer's market. More people out here sucking dicks. I'm gonna have to start doing anal just to compete in the marketplace. Woman my age shouldn't have to do anal. I ain't built right for it no more. I gotta do exercises in the morning. I do squat thrust, trying to strengthen up my shit pussy in case this whole thing go bust. Debt stealing. I'm doing ass kegels every morning. You can't afford to get all loosey-goosey down in your ass pussy. Not in this economy. You get baggy in your shit pussy, you be tonguing ass for a living. That ain't proper work for no human being. You tongue ass, you gotta get up early, sugar. Set your alarm clock. Get down the construction site before the boys in the orange vest show up. Wait for them, take all the toilet paper out the Andy gum, wait for them to take that gravelly Good Morning and Starbucks shit. You hear them scratching around on the fiberglass. You go, there ain't no toilet paper in there, Sugar Plum, but I'll clean you out real good for $25. That ain't no way for a human being to make a living. Call that getting the blood diamond. Get in there, get the blood diamond. Where Amnesty International now? You do anal, you gotta watch your diet. Can't eat no more gummy bears, no more licorice whips. Can't swallow your gum. No more canned cheese. Gotta eat Triscuit wafer. Get fiber in your diet. You gotta keep regular, princess. You're gonna have regular clientele. You're gonna be regular in your ass pussy. You can't get baggy in your shit pussy in a bad economy. This whole motherfucking economy built on a housing card. First of all, you gotta get this shit, get that Federal Reserve back on a gold standard. What the fuck is that? You got government printing off fiat currency. You're building a whole motherfucking housing card. It's a charade, fiat currency. The consumer gotta understand that the currency only have as much value as the consumer have faith in the currency. You gotta back that shit up with precious metal, buckface. Fuck Keynesian economic philosophy. That's what I'm saying to you, Angela. Fuck Keynes and his philosophy. Dig up that dead Jew, Milton Friedman. He's a Nobel Peace Prize winner, motherfucking economic major. You dig up that dead Jew, ask Milton Friedman, dead Jew corpse, what he think about the current economic crisis, and he will tell you, you better strengthen up your shit pussy, baby. Because this whole economy's going down. Sometimes I carry a little baby carrot in my asshole when I walk the street, and I just suckle on that motherfucker. Don't you like how I made that urban hooker real smart at the end? She was saying shit I don't even understand. I need a fucking black cock. I need a, is there any black cock in here? Hey, can we do that when we edit this out? When we edit this, just like don't even use this audience, just smash cut to like a Martin Lawrence show audience and it's all black people just laughing hysterically at me. That looks so much cooler. People would think, I didn't know. It's like, I guess he's a big like urban act, this Doug Stanhope. But I need a picture of a black cock. If there's black cock in here and you want to model after the show, wasn't even a bit when I first started asking. It was a serious. I need a picture of me with a fat black cock just slapped across my open mouth, sideways. It's like a fucking bratwurst at a Packer tailgating. Doesn't have to be giant. It's just sizable. It has to be photogenic, a veiny black cock. Your face doesn't have to be in it. Just we can crop that out. Just me. I have a picture I keep in my wallet of my father's corpse. My father died in 2001. He's just a fat, nice guy. He died at 73. He had colon cancer. And it just fucking tore him apart. He was a fat, nice guy. It was always nice. And he made blueberry pancakes. And he didn't have opinions. He just smiled. And he's fat. And then he was down like 78 pounds. And I have a picture of me kissing him on the forehead moments after he died. I'm all full of fucking tears. And I keep that picture in my wallet to show people who show me baby pictures. Did you know I had a baby? You go, oh, you had a baby. Well, this is how that ends. This is what you made. That's what you made. Did you consider that before you had the hubris to fucking just create people without their consent? Because that's going to be your corpse one day, and that'll be your crying child not understanding why someone who's done nothing but be really nice to people has to be fucking raped to death with shit cancer by nature like that, and then it'll be your baby's corpse with the gray death mask that when you touch their cheeks, all the cold drool that's built up in their open mouth spills onto your hand. Do you want a copy? And that's why I want the black cock photo to go as a companion piece. Because I use the word faggot very liberally and I never attach sexuality to it. It's just a fun word of weakness and it's happy. I love homosexuality. I promote it. You don't leave fucking garbage on the earth because of it. You know, fucking nothing. I don't have to look at pictures of the results. Yeah, fucking homosexuality. I support wholeheartedly. And I use the word nigger when nigger's the appropriate word. Or if I'm just quoting Mel Gibson, I'm not going to say, oh, and then he said, I hope you get raped by a pack of N-words. No, it's fucking nigger. It's a sound you can make with your mouth. You fucking get over. If you're offended by any word in any language, it's probably because your parents were unfit to raise a child. They were too stupid. They should have been neutered. Because all it is a sound you can make with your mouth that you shouldn't be. It's not a weakness that you have naturally. When you come out of that pink, ugly hole onto this planet, you're nothing but a gooey, shrieking, wrinkled ball of weakness. That's all you are. You're just weak. You're nothing but weak. And your parents look at that and they think, not weak enough. We can make this thing even weaker by training it Pavlovian to react poorly to different sounds that you can make with your mouth. We'll list them out. This is the worst thing. If anyone ever says this sound, that's the worst thing they can call you. So make sure to recoil and cry and be hurt and devastated and eat ice cream on a couch for days and then write a song about it. You wouldn't do that otherwise. You'd just be happier. If your parents didn't fuck it up with their stupid, you'd just be a happier person. I could just walk right up to you and go, hey, cunt. And you'd go, no, I'm Rebecca. But I guess I have a face that looks like a lot of different people. What's your name? Welcome to Salt Lake. But your parents ruined that. That's why the fucking picture of the fucking giant black cock and me just feasting on it with fucking magic in my eyes. That way if people get upset, you know, if you say faggot and you say it's just a sound, but you know what? If you grew up with an alternative lifestyle like I did and you were taunted on a schoolyard and you go, hang on, Sugar Plum, look right here. Look at that picture. Are you relaxed now? See? Can I just, because I don't care. Nigger is just, yo, you think that's you're edgy to throw that around, and you know, but you don't, it's the history of hatred with that word. You go, hang on, look right here. Do you know what black cock tastes like? Then why don't you study your roots a little bit more like I did? And in the meantime, back off. Who's the faggot nigger now, huh? Who's the faggot nigger now? Have you ever considered registering as a sex offender just so you have a legitimate excuse for why your friends can't bring their stupid children over to your house? That's all it would take. That's all it would take. I never thought, oh wait, that's so easy. I just put myself on a website somewhere. And then your friend calls up, yeah, you're having a Monday night football party? Shit, yeah, I want to come. I got custody this week, though. You don't mind if I bring Jimmy Jr. and the baby, do you? You're like, oh, yeah, Jim, I'd love to see the kids. You know, they're a treasure at every party. But I had an incident years back, and now I'm on a watchdog site. So why don't you just leave those kids locked in a hot car and you bring beer like anyone else would do at a party? Who thinks that's okay? Plus, I'm a huge Saints fan, and I might fuck the shit out of your kids if they're ahead at halftime, because I'm real superstitious. So, yeah, you bring cold beer like anyone else would do. Because we moved to a small town in Arizona. We live in a town, Bisbee, Arizona. It's a beautiful little town, 6,000 people on the Mexican border. It's far away from anything and anyone. But you have to, like, be polite to people. It's not like, here, I go, fuck you faggots, and I run out the back door, and I don't come back for 2 years. And people do. They'll just bring their children to a party. They don't even ask. Like, who would think that's okay to bring kids? It's like if you invited me to your wedding, and I go, just brought chickens with me. I got a pen full of chickens. I won't even ask. I'll just bring them and assume that's okay. I brought my chickens. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, they squawk and peck, and yeah, they won't hurt anyone. They'll just fucking bring this whole shindig down. So you try to be polite, passive-aggressive. Oh, yeah, you might not want to bring your kids to this party. A lot of my comic friends are going to be here. It gets out of control. And then they think you're worried about their kids. No, I'm worried about my party, asshole. Oh, don't worry about the kids. They've heard every word in the book. Yeah, except for fuck off. They haven't heard those words often enough because it's a party, man. Put them in a corner. They'll entertain themselves. Yeah, while they irritate everybody else. It's partying. My friends are doing fucking rails of prescription drugs. They chopped up, crush a giant line of Adderall, and they snort it off a coffee table and get to the end. And then there's your fucking pie-faced kid playing with a goddamn choo-choo train. I'm gonna go home. It's a buzzkill. It's horrific. That's the only drugs to do in Bisbee. It's kind of a dry town. Drugs come through Bisbee. That's what's fucked up. We're on the Mexican border where they have Border Patrol, National Guard, Minutemen, militias trying to stop the flow of aliens and drugs coming through. But if all those drugs are coming through, they don't stop. I lived there 6 years. It's the driest place I've ever seen. So there's a weed I don't smoke it occasionally, but there's blow that's torn apart and stepped on. It's like 3-2 blow. It's like, hey, little local gotcha. Huh? Little local gotcha. Hey, I'm so clever. There's mushrooms if you want to do them with some 70-year-old hippie man in a drum circle that rapes your girlfriend with his fingers. Ecstasy, they've heard of. They've never seen it. They have faith that it exists. So we do prescription drugs that you can get in Mexico, which is Ritalin or Adderall if you're an upper guy. I'm a downer guy. Fucking Xanax or Valium. I like to sleep. I enjoy fucking dreams. I had a lucid dream within a dream in Canada. It was fucking fantastic, where I knew I was dreaming in the dream, then woke up in the actual dream. And what the point is, it doesn't happen on acid. Yeah, it's not. You can't explain it. It's like DMT. You can't explain it, but it was fucking brilliant. I like to sleep more than I do most. So if I'm gonna, I take Xanax. Here's a big night in Bisbee. Sometimes I'll take 2 Xanax and 2 laxatives at bedtime, and I'll play chicken in my sleep. That's a thrill ride. That's a hometown thrill ride. Because it's kind of like 3 highs at once. Because it starts out as a downer, turns into gambling, wakes up as a huge amphetamine. They go, oh. You do that on the road, it's not really a risk, because that's not really your bed. But you do that at the house in your own Tempur-Pedic, you wake up with a jolt. Won again. I won again. Double or nothing. Sometimes in Bisbee, I'll take 2 Xanax and 2 laxatives, and I'll play chicken in my sleep. I'll play chicken in my sleep. I'll play chicken in my sleep. I'll take 2 X-Lax, 2 Xanax, play chicken in my sleep. I'll play chicken in my sleep. I'll play chicken in my sleep. I'm just trying to point out to you how lazy songwriters are. You overrated, do-nothing, over-celebrated, lazy motherfucker. You have 3 minutes to fill a song, and you say the same shit over and over and over. I have to do an hour and 10 minutes up here. Every word has to be different. They all have to go in one direction. They can't be open to interpretation because they don't make sense and they're kooky. Yes, and I get dick. You get fucking Grammy Awards and accolades and pussy, and I get a hot shot of Jägermeister for my trouble. You got 3 minutes. Yes, Sally has to slow the Mustang down. I understand that. What's the rest of the story? You already said it once. It's a chorus. No, it's sloth. Write a fucking song. I've grown such a palpable distaste or distrust of artists. Artists. And keep in mind, when I say I don't like artists, remember, anything that I don't understand or can't do is stupid. Whatever it is. Roller skating, faggy. It's because I can't barely stand up on shoes, much less skate. Yeah, everything, so art is stupid to me anyway, because I don't... But artists, we live in an artist community. I've found that artists can generally be as self-righteous and humorless and intolerant as even the fucking religious right. They can be a huge bucket of cunts. They're fucking awful. And that's why we moved to Bisbee. It's an artist community. I had to get the fuck out of LA. I've been to this town a bunch of times. It's a cool, beautiful little town. And I go, oh, and it's an artist community. I'm an impulse buy kind of guy. So I'm like, all right, let's just go. And we moved there. Fucking, bought a house, no turning back. It turns out my art doesn't really fit in the whole cog and gears of an artist community. I thought, oh, I'm an artist too, then it'll be fun and we'll live with other kind of artsy. No, not you. If you can imagine an arts fair and then imagine my booth. So it doesn't really kind of mesh, and you try to like, oh, you're an artist too? I just moved into town. What kind of art? Oh, you make turquoise belt buckles. I'm an artist as well. Maybe we can hang out. Right now, I'm working on a piece about how a lot of the corpses from that Japanese tsunami, that got swept out to sea, when they washed up days and weeks later, they kind of looked Korean. Which is weird, because that's basically the major difference between, and I think the Asian women are the most beautiful women on the planet. Pound for pound, per capita, Asian women are the most beautiful, except for the ugly ones. They're just, but they have more pretty per person, and that's the major difference between the Japanese and the Korean, is the Japanese have more of an angular feature, where the Korean has a more, like, a swollen, boxy bucket head, like it's soaked in salt water for a long time, but still beautiful. Beautiful nonetheless. I think they're, and I'm not sexualizing them either. When I say that Asian women are beautiful, it's not a sexual thing. I'm not being degrading. I find them sexually repulsive, because I don't like that whole subservient, I've even seen Japanese shit porn where they, you know, the picture with the girl upside down in the tub with the geyser shit coming out. I don't know how much time you spend on the internet. Not trying to be an internet snob. Don't like them. I'll fucking occasionally find a picture like that and send it out on the fucking news feeds, on the Twitters and all that. And then people go, that's like 2005. You go, it's the fucking internet, faggot. There's like 8 billion channels. Don't act like it's 1983 and I just found Mork and Mindy. Like, all right? Yeah, it's fucking the internet. But yeah, the Asian women, not sexualizing them, they're gross. I like more of a German dominatrix-y, like that means, you fucking tongue out my fucking unwashed ass, you fucking fat faggot. Not ha ha ha. I'm not degrading Japanese women I'm not sexualizing them. I'm saying they have gungy cunts too. That's another thing. If you look like, high definition ruined a lot of things that I used to hold sacrosanct in pornography. And a Japanese vagina is one of them, because, yeah, with that kind of clarity, it tends to be, like, jaundiced around the edges. You know how overweight people's inner thighs get when they rub together? They become discolored. A Japanese vagina, it's a really gungy looking, and the hair, it's not not too much hair, but the hair that's there is always matted. When you have the perfect porcelain skin of a China doll, that's no place for the random black wiry ass hair of a rodent. It just sticks out like a bed spring. So I'm not sexualizing them. I'm saying they're beautiful as people, like art. They're beautiful like art. And I'm working on an art piece about how maybe that's how the Korean culture started, is Japanese people swimming away from an evil emperor across the Sea of Japan and then drowning right close to the shores of Korea and then becoming Korean, which doesn't make sense because dead people can't procreate. But that's why I'm talking to you as an artist. Maybe we can help each other. I'll talk to you about your belt buckles, throw in, spitball some ideas, maybe put a third piece of turquoise on the belt buckle, make it a triangle. It'll kind of look like the state of Texas. You could probably sell more in this area. And you might say to me, hey, tone down on the gungy cunts of the Japanyards. And together we could become better artists. But instead of that, they just stare at me blankly and never call back. So it's a trying place, the artist community, but we have a big fence. Again, I am gonna put that in there for later for continuity reasons. Artists who say that they're artists, usually people who need a job. Like, if you ask, what do you do? And they say, I'm an artist. Rather than just say what the fuck they do, it's because they do an art no one really wants to see. And it's kind of it's a shitbag trick because it forces you to act like you're interested. If I say, what do you do? It's because I'm in a pinch. I have nothing else to say. What do you do? Now you say, I'm an artist, which forces me, puts the onus on me to act like I'm interested in art. by saying, "Oh, really? What type of art?" Which is invariably something no one wants to see. "Oh, I'm a playwright." "Oh, yeah, that needs to be done over and over again." You know, we have movies now. They took the place of plays. They're not two separate things. We made movies because plays suck, and we could make movies all of a sudden. Because a play is an awkward thing to watch. Have you ever seen a play? Is there anything more embarrassing and fucking filthy to sit through? I don't like any form of live entertainment where there's a fourth wall, where you pay $150 for front row Broadway tickets, and I'm some asshole who pretends you're not here while I pretend to drive a motorboat or I fence with a guy. That's rude. We're belly dancers. Oh, good. Yeah, how's that work again, the belly dancing? Oh, well, we took titty dancing, removed all the fun and sexuality, and replaced it with jangly, clangy things that scare the shit out of your dogs. Oh. We're belly dancers. No, you're fat girls. Put on a robe. All right? Come on. I don't have anything near a six-pack myself, but I'm going to throw wind chimes on a beer gut and call it free expression. Artist communities love to bullshit each other and glad hand one another, and there's no room for the fucking crippling honesty of fucking comedy. I'm a painter. Well, you don't probably need to do that. At some point, yeah, you had to paint to, cavemen did that because they didn't have a word for fucking arrow and deer. If you're painting something that doesn't exist, I understand that. I can appreciate like Salvador Dali shit, like melting clocks. I'm a tripper. I don't see melting clocks a lot. That's something I can stare at. But if you're painting, oh, it's a barnyard scene in autumn. Well, then just take a picture of a barn in autumn. It's way better than a painting. Well, you just don't appreciate it because you're shallow. You have to look at all the detail that the artist put into every tiny brush stroke. Well, look at the detail in 9 billion megapixels on a fucking camera. Someone worked their ass off to make that fucking computer chip. Some woman in Hong Kong with a diamond glass trying to put a chip together with all those megapixels. She's as much of an artist as you. She doesn't get a gallery showing every Friday and get to grow out her armpit hair without explanation. What about her? What about her? I really don't like art with a message. Unless the message is crystal clear. If you have a message that really needs to be said, just fucking say it. Don't hide it in indecipherable lyrics. Fucking sculptured. It's a play, and what the subtext. Fucking say it. Because the people who need to hear messages are dumb as shit. The masses of humanity are dumb as shit. And you're really just pandering to your friends. Say what the fuck you mean. Just say it. Title the song. Eat more leafy greens. Yeah. Give a hoot, don't pollute. It's as much message and art combined. Because I get that. It's a poem, but I'm pretty sure you're saying don't pollute. But if you have something, ooh, I have the cure for cancer, and I've hidden it in this Rubik's Cube. Just fucking say it. Art with a message.
Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace out and good.